Tonight, you'll find out why Cowboys fans drink heavily. And it's also Pinball Expo 24 with special guests. Stay tuned. Well, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Another episode of This Week, the show where we talk about what happened this week in home arcades, episode 164. Thank you so much for being here. Lots of stuff to get into. Lots of stuff to get into tonight. Got some special guests behind the scenes. Looking forward to this week. Tonight, the show is really not talking about the past week, but the week moving forward, because there's more stuff that's going to happen that actually did happen. One thing that did happen is my Cowboys lost in spectacular fashion. I've always said, if you're going to lose, don't just kind of lose all the way. Lose in ways that they'll write stories about and they'll talk about forever. And in that way, the Cowboys have won. Moving on to the next topic, which is what am I drinking tonight? I'm drinking Basil Hayden toast. I brought out the good stuff to kind of kill the bad stuff. That's, those feelings that you just buried deep down inside. So tonight we're drinking Basil Hayden. Everybody, hope you're kicking back, relaxing, having something to drink, alcoholic or non, to each his own. Cheers, everybody. Another week in the bag. We got the Cincinnati Bengals playing a little bit later tonight, so maybe they'll pull out a win. I don't know. I can kind of have like a minor victory with a local team. It's kind of close. I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is, everybody. So let's talk about something else besides what I'm drinking and my total absence of motivation and optimism for my sports team, and that is the poll question. The poll question that we have every single week. This week, we're talking about, once again, not that last week, but the coming week, the one that I guess I'm currently in. This week, I'm finally getting the name of the show correct. And the poll question is simply this: what are you looking forward to the most this week? Talking about the coverage, talking about us all going up to Chicago, getting together, having a good time. You're going to just be inundated with content. Get ready, buckle up. It's going to be a bumpy ride. What are you most looking forward to hearing about from me and other content creators in the space? You got 4 choices: Stern Pinball, kind of a big thing, Pinball Expo, new pinball products, AtGames, maybe other companies, maybe other stuff going on, What do you think about that? Number 3 is Galloping Ghosts / other arcades. We're going to be going to other arcades, hopefully meeting up with some of you and obviously shooting a lot of footage. You can check it out. I want to bring as many of you with me that maybe couldn't actually come with me. So we're going to be sharing some footage all about that. It's going to be fun. And then the very last is hopefully the one that wins out. And it is house party footage. We tend to get a little bit crazy. We tend to have maybe a little bit too much of this. And the cameras do tend to roll and shenanigans ensue. So let me know what you think about that. In the poll question, you have 43 votes. Come on, guys. You got to get up there and give me at least maybe 150 votes tonight. Maybe 150 votes. That would be nice. Joining me tonight is, because this is such a monumental task, I can't quite bring all this together. I can't quite do this alone. I need help. I've had to assemble an Avengers team of sorts. We're going to start with Justin, coming to us from the Black Void. Justin, how are you? Great.
What is going on, guys?
Hey, there he is. The P. Duberus Maximus, P. Dubs, is here.
Coffee.
Energetic as always. And of course, Michael B. No longer on the surface of the sun.
We're here to talk about... Yeah, I know. I fixed it. We're here to talk about Sister Wives, right?
Yes, absolutely. Finally, yes. We're going to get this off our chest. So many things to talk about. Cody is such a prick.
Man, what a jerk. He doesn't understand. He created all his own problems.
Whole problem that he created.
More importantly, how about the Bears, Packers, and Lions all winning today? Probably the best division in football right now. The NFC
Lions.
North.
Holy Big Voltron fan here.
Holy crap.
Absolutely.
The NFC North is just killer. Like, you look at the other divisions, everyone's like 3-3, 2-4, 5-1, and these are like the top leaders in their division. And
some would say the tippity top.
And the NFC North is just awesome. But how about that Bears game in London against the Jags? Man, that was exciting to watch this morning. Got up early just for that mess.
What time did that game start?
Geez, it was like 8 o'clock my time, some crap like that, even earlier.
I think with football, I'm going to take 19K Fox's approach from now on. Instead of just having one team I really like, I'm just going to like a bunch of teams. That way I never really lose.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the only way to make it through the Sunday.
It's Tommy.
Uh-oh.
Hey, buddy.
Uh-oh.
Look at that guy. That kid's got a full head of hair.
Yeah, he's about to go to bed. We had today is Thanksgiving here in Canada, so for you heathens in the States, you didn't celebrate. So
Well, this is another holiday you've appropriated from the Americans. Once again,
much like the
come on.
metric system.
That damn metric system. You can keep it. We're all standard here, baby. Okay, let's go ahead and say hi to the first 10 topics of the night, everybody, starting with Frank coming in the number 1 spot. Frank D, how the hell are you? Good to see you. I'm off tomorrow, so I'm planning to take some magic gummies and visiting the moon. Probably also drinking Jameson and cola. Hi, Tommy.
Hi, Tommy.
You're my favorite Power Ranger ever.
He can't hear us, can he?
His name is actually Prince Adam.
Well,
I have the power.
He just needs the the chest plate and he's good to go. Okay, coming in the number 2 spot is Sir Sega. Here's what to say. Yo, Fox, hope you had a good weekend. Still no shipping notifications from Unico on the Nova Blast. The wait is painful. It is absolutely painful. The only update I really have is I did get shipping notification for the replacement boards for their actual 26-inch monitors. So those of you that have been waiting on those, I got shipping confirmation on that. No tracking number yet. Obviously, of course, no boards yet either. To say that it's frustrating would be an understatement of the year. Nova Blast, probably don't expect any notifications to go out until this week. I heard that they're not even expected to hit the warehouses till between the 8th and the 10th. So hopefully this week you should hear something. Sorry about that. I know that's very frustrating. Coming in number 3 spot is saying Spirits. What's going on, buddy? Were you able to beat Great Ape Vegeta? I was. It took 5 tries. I just had to I had the best luck just doing the melee and then hitting R1. And then it would, it's like a block, but you would transport behind him. Have you had a chance to play this yet, Mike?
No, I haven't. I haven't bought anything new because I'm saving all my shekels for the Pinball Expo.
Well, your priorities are definitely in order for sure. Anybody else on the panel play Dragon Ball Sparking Zero yet?
No.
How dare you? Moving on. Coming in the number 4 spot is Kevin Clausen. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Is it an honor for you to...
No, it is.
It is.
It is an honor.
No, what's the question? It is, or is it? It is an honor for you to acknowledge us peasants. What is he talking about?
I do like the question form of that, though. Is it an honor?
Yeah. Is it an honor? Because I don't think that it is. I think the honor really is mine to be in the presence of the peasants.
There you go.
Maybe I said
Actually,
that wrong.
I agree
probably
with that.
said that wrong. I think
You always feel pretty cool when you put yourself out on the internet and people actually come to say hello.
Mike's all
right?
like, kiss the ring.
Well, I mean, most people, except like this next comment right here. This, not all comments are created equal. Some are more disturbing than others. I will not be appearing due to 19K Fox's political agenda he pushes on his show. I did actually force him to come on the show because of all my political agendas. It is what it is. Coming in the number 6
wait for the after show.
Oh, it's going to be phenomenal. Angelo P is with us. Good evening, Fox and chat. This weekend has flown by, but I'm getting ready for it next week to enjoy Pinball Expo. Are you planning on doing the Jersey Jack factory tour on Thursday morning? No.
It's
We're
not on the agenda.
Not doing that one.
We got Illuminati business to take care of.
But hanging out with Angelo P is something. I think I owe him a dinner. I do. I owe Angelo a dinner. That's right. So
can we come to the dinner?
Let's do it.
Is it just you two? Can we come to the dinner?
We can.
No.
We'll come all together and I'll pay for dinner because he paid last time.
Is it a sensibly priced steak dinner?
Let's see.
Let's hope so.
We got sushi last time, and he's like, "I'll get you this time, you guys," and I was like, "I'll get you next time then."
That's pretty awesome. Speaking of getting somebody next time, it's Kevin Clausen coming in, getting me with another $10 super chat. Thank you so much for your $10 super chat, Fox. Despite your political agenda, this show is starting to move in the right direction, talking about football and making the commitment to do so every Sunday till season end puts a smile on our faces. I'm picking up on your sarcasm because you're laying it on pretty damn thick. But thank you so much for your $10 super chat. But you know where that really takes you. It's a ticket. It's a one-way ticket to the pit.
Finish him. Molina wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
If you hold on for a second,
Hey,
that super chat.
Hey, Fox, but
Yeah.
even more important, all those super chats are nice. How about a big shout out in the live chat to Doug Wynn? Guys, Doug Wynn has lost 138 pounds in the last year.
Dude,
138 pounds. Big shout out to Doug Wynn in the
where's
live
Doug
chat,
winning
man.
at? Where's
Doug
he at?
is winning right
That's
now.
huge. That's
He's
huge.
absolutely. He's winning. There you go. Hey, buddy, what's going? One of the best.
That's
pictures.
awesome.
Oh, absolutely.
That's
Wolverine kicking ass, just like Doug kicking ass. That is incredible. How much? 110 pounds?
138 pounds he's lost
138 pounds. So a whole
in
person.
a year.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
believe.
Michael
can't
B's
imagine how much
pissed
better
off right
he
now
is.
if you look at his face because he likes plump people. He told us that the other day.
Dude.
Oh, that's right.
He-
So now
yeah.
he's going to discriminate against Doug.
Yeah.
Do you know why Mike tackled me when he saw me for the first time in person in Chicago a couple of years ago?
Why was
Is
that?
because he's a chubby chaser. And
That's
I
right.
walked in.
right.
I
He
walked
wasn't-
in and he chased me down and took me down.
Was a
Are-
chubby chaser? Is a chubby chaser? Something's never
Yeah.
changed.
Rounding in my face, I get sprung because I want to get sprung. like it back.
Speaking of sprung, coming in the number 7 spot is Jason. I came for the thumbnail. I stayed for the political agenda. The best moderator in the biz. Thank you so much for being here, buddy. Coming in number 8 spot is Dan Z. Thank you so much for being here. Happy Sunday. Right back at you, buddy. JJ. Suffering with me, it is what it is. We Cowboys fans have to stick together. Hey, 19K Fox, how's it going? Looking forward to reports from this week's Pinball Expo in Chi-Town. What pinball or arcade game are you most looking forward to playing? Everybody on the panel want to answer that one?
Man, no foreplay, JJ. We're just going to dive right into it.
Right into it.
We just
Dive
started.
right
Bro.
into it. Grab the
Yeah.
first one.
What
Let's have a
comes
little
to mind
foreplay first.
is I
For
remember-
me,
Spit on it
Jay wants
first.
foreplay.
I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it right off the bat. I
Do
can't
it.
wait to check out Dutch Pinball's Alice Adventures in Wonderland. I can't wait to get my hands all over that sexy pinball machine. I can't
I
wait
think
to
the
play
question was, what arcade game are you looking forward
It's
to?
going to
playing
draw a
first?
crowd. No, it's an arcade or pinball.
Oh,
Either one.
okay.
Either one.
What does
Whatever
arcade
you like.
even mean?
I go
That's a
there.
good question.
It's a pinball expo. I'm looking forward to all the pinball stuff. If there's
Yeah.
arcade games there, great. But I'm more looking forward to playing a bunch of pinball games.
Get some high definition footage, some images that's side art. And the last spot, the number 10 spot, is Arcade Dave, as always, being here, supporting the channel,
That's
Evening
right.
Fox and Gamers. Curious,
Boobies
what-
on the back glass, boys.
Boobies on the back
on the
glass,
back
baby.
glass. Nothing is more important in pinball than boobies on the back glass.
Did anybody take advantage of the AliExpress deals? Never ordered from them before. Looking forward to see all the
Was that
shenanigans. this week.
real stuff or was that like a fake scam?
never-
There's a lot of
I never
scams
know.
out there.
I never know. With AliExpress, it's a crapshoot.
I thought
never
maybe
know.
it was like maybe they were drop shipping from a US retailer and AliExpress was just an outlet for them to purchase or sell from, but I don't know if anyone verified that. That was the theory, right? I think some people had that theory.
I don't know. I didn't even
James
look
says
at
it's
them.
all real.
I've been busy all day.
Been a busy day, buddy. Well, you got your football out of the way early, didn't you?
I had the Bears game. Had to finish cleaning house. You know what's funny? I don't know about you boys. You're all married like me. When you're going out of town for a week, the last like 4 days,
Oh,
my lovely wife Melissa has given me this unbelievable honey-do list.
Chore
It's
list,
like
yeah.
she thinks I'm not coming back. And like everything that's broken in the house needed fixed before I left. Every light bulb that needed changed got changed. You know what I mean? Like every little thing. Oh, can you do that real quick? Can you patch that real quick?
That's right. Hit one in the chat if you know what we're talking about.
And I'm like,
Absolutely.
I'm like, baby, I'm coming back. Like,
Patrick,
it can
I don't
wait
know-
till I get back.
I don't
Maybe-
know if my wife wants me to come back, or maybe
May-
she's hoping I don't.
Yeah,
come
wives
back.
are kind of like, you know, if they think a car accident is coming, they're not going to fill up the gas, right? So they're like, hey, there's risk involved in you traveling. I need you to get all this stuff done because there's a possibility this is the last time I'll see you.
It could go
Yeah.
poorly for all of us. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So lots to go. Now, listen, but nobody has to travel quite as far as the guy right down there. Mike, you ready? You pumped? Or what time's your flight?
I leave here 5 a.m, so I got to leave my house like around 3:30. So I'll Uber to the airport. Got to be there an hour early to get on the flight, or they won't let me board. And then I get in 9:05 Chicago time. Not that it's a 4-hour flight. There's many time zones that I save some
18,
time
right?
on. No, I think total to Toronto it's about 3 hours, and then from Toronto to Chicago, I think it's another 3 hours. So with layover, I got about 8-hour travel day. So
Does that include the ferry?
no, there's no ferry. The airplane leaves directly from Newfoundland.
Oh, there's a ferry.
I always imagine when Mike goes anywhere, it's like one of my favorite movies of all time: Planes, Trains, and
It is
Automobiles.
100%.
Like, and Mike is the John Candy character. And I feel bad for whatever Steve Martin type guy has to sit next to you on this adventure to Chicago.
No, I
19K
don't.
Fox's Steve
I don't
Martin.
talk much like to people I don't know. Like what's worse is if someone goes with me that I do know, because I'll harass them the entire time.
Oh, thank God I got coffee, man.
I don't know. I think Pat, you might have what's your day looking like? You got about 8 hours too, don't you? How many connections do you have?
Me?
Yeah, to Chicago.
No, I got a direct flight.
Oh, you got a direct flight?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's only a
nice.
3.5 hour flight.
A 3-hour tour.
A 3-hour tour.
You got to remember too, like when they do their flight times, some of the airlines they put the boarding and departure time in the flight time, but your actual time in the air it's 3 hours. But they schedule it like it's a 3.5 hour flight, but it's a 3-hour flight once you leave the ground.
Direct flights, you can't beat them. You absolutely can't beat them. Because the connections you never really know.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm fine. I mean, I got to get up early. I got to get up at like 4. I got to leave for the airport by 5, taking like a 6:30 flight or something like that. And then I also jump forward because I'm on Pacific time right now. I'm on California time. So I will travel to the future.
Nice.
Like Marty McFly.
Yeah.
2 hours into the future. All of a sudden, it's going to be like 12:20 when I land. And it'll only feel like 10 a.m. my time, right?
See, I'm going back in time.
Yeah, baby.
Back in time.
Yep.
Tell me, doctor, where are we going this time?
I got 1 hour. I'm going back in time 1 hour. Justin, you're staying in the same time, though,
That's
right?
right. I think my flight is like an hour and a half or something.
Why do you
in
drive?
Iowa.
Oh, because it's an hour and a half flight. That's why.
Yeah, I mean,
Next
it's a
door.
5-hour drive if I wanted to drive, and I was almost going to, but then I was like, the ticket was cheap, so.
Yeah.
So I think all of us can agree the thing we're most looking forward to is going to iArcade. I think the iArcade event this time is going to be even better than last.
It's going to be. I'm looking for the iArcade, the new console, the Platinum.
I'm just looking forward to playing that app on the phone. I mean, John looked like he was having such a fun time with that in his shutdown stream. That's the saddest moment ever. John was like, "Could have been something."
Well, they gave it a damn good shot, damn good try. We got some other stuff that could be popping off. You guys kind of alluded to it in your show on Friday. A different company trying something new, something different. So we can talk about that a little bit later. But let's talk about some of the boring stuff right off the bat. Sea of Thieves, guys. What are your thoughts? I'm not an AtGames owner yet. You two are. What are your thoughts about this being the next skin for AtGames? Does it even matter? Yeah.
It doesn't do anything for me, but like I understand it. Obviously, they're going with a very family-centric idea around the whole pinball 4KP. Pirates is pretty, you look at Lego, you look at Pirates and Princesses, it's a very child-centric thing. So it's a pirate themed game. And I'm sure that Microsoft, their partner, they asked them, which game do you want to go with? And they probably said, hey, we'd love to see a Sea of Thieves machine done.
Current IP used by millions of people, so it makes sense to try and get some new eyeballs on it versus they pick Battletoads or Killer Instinct, which would appeal not to as many people because let's be honest, guys, they're older franchises, right? So makes sense that they're going with Sea of Thieves. There's no guarantee that it's going to be there. I hope it's going to be there as a surprise. Their official announcements are the only new machine we'll see there is the Jurassic Park one, which had, the one that's covered in plants. Yeah, that one. But it would be nice if they pulled a rabbit out of the hat. I mean, that's what Pinball Expo is all about, bring your best of the best stuff you got, surprise people, get people excited, stuff like that. So hopefully even if the game's not running, I would love to see the artwork and maybe even have, we were talking about this on Friday on Super Game Room Dudes, even just have like a banner with like a render of it saying, coming, you like these, the 5 machines we got here on the floor, coming 2025 and a picture of it, right? Like even that alone will generate some buzz, right?
Yeah, like the machine, or maybe even some early footage of what the games will look like for the
Yeah,
upcoming
something.
Killer Instinct pack or Rare
Yeah.
pack, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It was funny. I thought about, the Dino Dynasty. And then, this gets out there, people buy a couple of them, and then all of a sudden, oh, here comes Jurassic Park. I thought about Sea of Thieves is going to get out there, and then 2 months later, Pirates of the Caribbean, and it's going to have, all the characters on there, and I thought that maybe that might happen, but I don't think that's going to happen. That game doesn't even exist, does it? Or as far as Zen Studios,
Pirates of the Caribbean? No, they've never done a Pirates game.
Is
Fun
that Pirate
fact:
of
they
Thieves?
almost worked out a deal to have Jersey Jack games show up on the AtGames line of pinball products, but it didn't work out after. So there could have been a Pirates game if that had worked out.
what are the chances that they revisit that?
I have no idea.
Because you've got. I mean, as far as commercial, I mean, I know there's high end 4K or 4K V pins out there,
Yeah.
$2,000-$3,000.
Yeah, just to
This-
clarify what Mike's
ahead.
saying is, there were rumors out there and we heard some behind the scenes stuff that AtGames reached out to a bunch of the current pinball companies like Stern, Jersey Jack, Spooky, American Pinball, and all them saying, hey, we would love to make virtual versions of your real pinball machines. And these are all the real pinball machines that have been released in the last decade. We'd like to make virtual versions of these. And from what we gather, everyone turned them down except for Jersey Jack was very interested, and the deal almost crossed the finish line and kind of fell through at the last minute. But that would have been a win for them if they could have got like a Guns N' Roses virtual pinball game and others, right, Justin?
Sure. Yeah.
So
Yeah. I
That
wonder
would've
how
been
they
cool.
do it. It's like maybe games that are not in production is where they would cross the lines. Like
I
once a
think
game
so.
is out of production, you could say, okay, you can go virtual on that because we're kind of done
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah.
But as far as getting your game out there in a V pin that's mass market or has some mass market appeal, AtGames is kind of where it's at least for right now.
I gotta tell you, that's a beautiful dinosaur pinball machine, and I am talking about Dinosaur Dynasty.
Well, we kind of gave it a bit of a hard time because it was a no-name brand, but when you compare the two machines, it is better.
You just need the Jurassic Park logo on the other one,
Yep.
right?
Exactly. You just take.
So Justin, is my mic hot? Someone mentioned it earlier. Now I'm really super self-conscious.
No,
You're
you sound
fine.
good.
I know.
You're
You're
fine.
fine.
Okay, so
Your face was
Justin,
hot earlier.
Ow, Mike!
Jeez. Ow, my freaking ears!
Mike, what the hell?
Say it, don't spray it.
So we talked about this on Friday. Can you bring the picture of the machines back up? So one of the things we talked about with AtGames doing their body art, it's this one in Star Wars. They really went with themes that
Star Trek.
were Star Trek. Sorry, I called it Star Wars. Star Trek and Jurassic Park. They went with like body art and themes that weren't really cohesive. Like from what I remember, most pinball machines have like a cohesive art that kind of goes around. It's not exactly mirrored on both sides. Some have different things, but it's very cohesive. It all has the same like look to it, the same color scheme and stuff like that. Justin, I was going to ask you, and Patrick, I'll ask you as well. Is there a lot of examples like what they did with Jurassic Park and Star Trek, like where one side is so stark different from the other side and then different from the front?
I can't think of Stark. I can only think of. I think one of the X-Men. They it's different, right? On this new one, where on this side it's not mirrored, right? But from memory, I think it still has the same palette of colors. It's and I want to say the Star Trek that you brought up, the Stern Star Trek. Isn't there a model? Maybe it's the Volt edition where it is different, but it's still the same like branding, right?
Yeah.
But with this Jurassic Park, that you're saying like on the other side, I don't. Yeah, I see. We have the example here. Like it's a complete. The one on the right is showing the pond or whatever when the guy says they do move in herds, and on the left hand side it's just like sky,
Generic
orange.
Jurassic Park. Yeah.
Hey, that orange and black side is the best side on that entire pinball.
That-
Why didn't they
machine.
just mirror that on both sides?
The whole machine,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The whole
Yeah.
machine should be the orange and black.
That'd
Yeah.
be hot.
and it would look freaking phenomenal.
And then,
It's so
of
much
course,
more iconic.
and everyone said this, right? Throw a Velociraptor on the front. Like, sure, you can have the trees and the bushes in the background, but like throw a Velociraptor right on the front. 2 of them, right? You have a spot on each side.
Well, if you're gonna
It's
do
just
the
like,
jungle, if you're gonna do the jungle theme, take a look behind the T-Rex here and all that. It's the jungle behind them, but with a sunset, which gives it the orange and black, right?
yeah.
So you could do that all the way around, like on the front of the machine. If you're so having an itch to put like these palm trees and stuff on there, then do it with the same color, the sunset, the orange and black. Like it doesn't look good in my opinion. I just don't like the way this thing looks.
I don't think it looks terrible, but it doesn't look as disjointed. It doesn't look as cohesive as like you would expect from a pinball machine. Pinball machines usually have a very specific look all the way around. They can not exactly be mirrored from side to side, but they're still cohesive enough that it's not such a stark contrast. It doesn't feel like it sticks out going from one edge to the other.
Well, even
when you put these things side by side, it's really when you see that they sort of just blend together, with the exception of, like, Patrick, you're talking about that orange on the left side. Besides that, you could, in passing, you would just confuse these for each other.
I wonder how many people are going to buy the non-Jurassic Park one thinking it's Jurassic Park.
That's what I mean. Unless you have to look at the orange on the side, the one side.
Well, I mean, I know why AtGames did it. They're very proud of their own work. They're very proud of the games they made with Magic Pixel. And based on their sales on the original ALP, like Dinosaur Dynasty was, Natural History was one of their best-selling packs. It's one of their most played tables. So they were confident in bringing this forward. Like, they couldn't do every single table Zen. They still wanted to, represent their own stuff. And this was their best foot forward. It's just, we're in an era where we're like, you got Jurassic Park. I mean, just do Jurassic Park, right?
Exactly. And I think when they were going to release 15 of these, sprinkle this, sprinkle that, that's fine. And then you also have your heavy hitters kind of in the middle there. But if they're only going to do so many, 5 now, why would you waste your time with Dinosaur Dynasty?
They're probably not going to try and sell any more of those, right? Or have they been taken off the website?
No, they're still available.
Oh, they're still there?
Yeah, they're still there.
That's funny.
If you go to their website, I think they're all still available. Yeah. You can still, right now, kids, you can run out and get Dinosaur Dynasty Standard Edition.
By the way, guys, you know how they have these plaques on the front of these pinball machines? If you do a custom artwork theme, like there's a guy in the officially unofficial Facebook group for the best Facebook group for AtGames. Make sure you join it. Little Alien put a link to that in the chat. A guy reskinned, put all new artwork on his pinball machine, made it a Superman pinball machine.
I saw that, yeah.
And so then he went to Buy Stuff Arcades, and Buy Stuff Arcades painted or created a metal plaque for him to unscrew and replace the AtGames plaque. So it looks just like what the AtGames plaques look like, but it says like Superman, date of birth, unit number 1 of like 1. You know what I mean? Like,
nice.
Really cool thing that they're doing
wrenched.
with the plaques, stuff like that. Oh, you're not wrenched? Why is he not wrenched? Well, don't worry, I'll put it in the chat. I think I got a wrench here. I'll do it.
Yeah, that's interesting. I was on the Super Game Room Dudes. Danny was saying that he was gonna get one, but he's gonna reskin it. He's getting the Jurassic Park at a good deal, but he's gonna reskin it. And it's like, the fact that we're even talking about this, it says something, right? Like, they didn't get the artwork right on one of the best pinball IPs out there. Like, it's probably in the top 10. Like, Jurassic Park is such an iconic property. It's basically a monster, right? And we all know it from our childhood. And it's Stern has, they had a Data East game. There's a Stern game. There's a home Stern. So, like, it is already married with pinball. So Jurassic Park pinball, like, yes, for decades we've been doing that. And then the artwork is like, this is weird. And so the fact that Danny's like, I'm going to buy it, but I'm going to reskin it, that's sad to me. That you have to reskin something like a Jurassic Park.
But do you think Danny represents the normal home arcade population?
No.
Of course.
He's
What
in
are
a
you talking
world
about?
unto it. He's in a world unto his own.
Danny's a limited edition 1 of 1.
Absolutely.
Ain't nobody like me but me.
That's right. But the fact that, okay, like he's a YouTuber that wants to get the audience to like him. Let's just say that. And he wants to get the attention from the audience by saying, I'm going to buy the Jurassic Park home pin, but don't worry, guys, I'm going to reskin it. Even the fact that Danny is that type of character, it sucks that he has to do that to get the audience to be pleased with his decision, because AtGames missed the mark on the artwork.
I find you to
David,
be
yes, we are.
awful judgmental of other people. You make a lot of assumptions.
Hey, there's a
Kid.
lot of people that make judgments towards me, and everyone doesn't have a problem with that. So I can.
That's
swing
because
back,
you've
right?
earned those judgments.
I've earned those judgments, and has
No, I'm just
Danny
kidding.
not?
I don't know. I don't watch him, so I have no idea what he does.
Who are we talking about?
I don't know.
Danny, I hate you. Don't worry about it. I hate you.
I mean, listen,
it's
who
all
in,
good.
who in
We're
the hell
good.
who in the hell would buy a brand new machine and then modify it or change it in some way? That's just ridiculous. I don't know.
It's ridiculous.
Why would you?
I'd want to get a deal on it if I was going to do that. To be honest, like
I would
guess
rather
he
pay
feels
full
he's got a good
price.
enough deal.
Well, some people think that this new starter kit's kind of a deal.
Yeah.
You save a couple $100, and then okay, you got to reskin it. So I mean, that's a thing.
I'm of two minds of this. If you spend a lot of money on something, yes, it should be exactly what you want, but then you also have license to do whatever you want to with it because it's so expensive. You're trying to justify that purchase. Not that I haven't done that personally, but okay, maybe I have. But yeah, you want this thing to be perfect. It's like, okay, I'll spend the money, but I'll be happier if I do this, this, and this. Not taking into account, hey, I've just spent way more than I should have.
How many Street Fighter 2 Capcom Deluxes have you?
You know,
bought?
we don't have to talk about everything, Mike. Not in this. There's so much to cover in this this stream. We have to talk about.
I didn't have
got
to buy
the many-
any.
I
I
got
didn't
the
have to buy
spike
any
stuff.
because Fox bought so many. I didn't buy any. I was like, oh, I don't need to buy any.
Fox cornered the market. He bought them
Fox
all.
bought them all.
Listen. I tend to be a little bit of overindulger, you know,
Yeah.
and it's not just bourbon, but it's also cabinet shapes that I really like, and I really like that.
Oh, it's
Dynamo
really nice. Really
HS5.
nice.
Yeah, it's a damn shame they didn't. I mean, of all the cabinets to just kind of spit out a bunch of reskins or put different games inside of, that really would have been the one.
Remember the XL that Justin leaked the picture of that John D sent him?
Yes,
Yeah.
wasn't that great?
But
Exactly like
okay,
that.
so
Yeah.
Arcade One Up is interesting. They come out with different machines with different artwork, but there's a very specific game pack that comes with that.
Mhm.
AtGames is different. It doesn't matter which one you get. You can buy every game.
Right.
So the only thing that matters is the artwork. When it comes to which one am I going to get?
Exactly.
Maybe you can find a $15 deal that's like, if I buy this machine, its pack is more expensive than the other pack, so I'm going to get this artwork. But that's like, you're whatever.
Busty Velociraptor. Boobies on the back glass.
We all thought that one gremlin from Gremlins 2 was kind of hot.
Yeah.
But P-Dubs is right. The best one is Attack from Mars. And if you were smart, you got the Attack from Mars when it first came out.
Oh, that
Had a
attack from
really
Mars
good
is
It's still the best
amazing.
one.
It's
Yeah,
the best one.
100%.
No,
Um,
it's still the best looking one.
So yeah, I didn't even know that Buy Stuff does these. Apparently they don't. Fox, if you want to share my screen.
Yeah.
Buy Stuff does these. They don't do them. They're not listed on their website. You just email them and say, hey, can you make me a plaque? And they can do it. But take a look right here, Mike. They'll put the logo of whatever the artwork you have on there is, the born on date, your LIN number. They'll put a QR code here. You know how AtGames has their QR code on their plaques? But this QR code goes to Buy Stuff's website instead, which is
Yeah.
great.
Nice.
And it'll tell you what number it is. And it looks very, very cool. Obviously made out of metal. Because Buy Stuff has that machine now where they can print stuff out
the
of metal.
laser
That's how-
engraver?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
how they fabricate. They make their own coin doors now, like the coin door on my Super Sprint. That's a custom coin door that they watch this when he scans it. Takes you to Buy Stuff. Doesn't take you to AtGames. Takes you to Buy Stuff arcades.
That's great.
And you know he's got the
That's
he's
awesome.
got the Superman art on his thing now. So yeah, if you if you guys decide to mod your machines in the future and you're worried about your little plaque, Buy Stuff's got you covered, man. Take a look at that. Boom, boom, done. Custom job.
No, I could see that. Why they didn't? Did they do this in the past? Did they just make a black one and you could just put any artwork you wanted on there, or was that just like an iArcade thing?
Are you talking about this?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
plaques?
well, the I guess the HD
On
version.
the HD pinball machines, there weren't these little plaques. It was just a logo that said Legends Pinball.
But I mean, like an all black version with no side art at all. Did they ever make that? I don't think
No.
they did.
No,
did they?
no company has made that except for iArcade, and I still don't
They were
understand that.
No, they were ahead
So
of their time.
it wasn't intentional. I think what happened was they decided they were going to make a Double Dragon iArcade,
Right.
and then realized they couldn't get the license to actually make the arcade, so they just made a bunch of stickers.
It was a great looking arcade after you applied the stickers.
Oh, I hated that. Like that was so stupid.
Tedious. It's just ridiculous. But it did look good after you applied the stickers. No, I could see. I mean, I don't know. You've got so many different SKUs or variations. Let me take a look at this. So many different variations of this. It's like, why not just have an all black version?
Bring your own art.
Yeah, bring your own art. I mean, this,
BYOA.
This is just a beautiful looking, absolutely gorgeous.
They knocked it out of the park with that one. The topper is so cool too. Man.
Good.
Yeah,
so good.
Yeah, like here in Canada, like we don't only have access to the Addams Family. There's a rumor, I was talking to the Brick, they might eventually be able to get Jurassic Park, but like we just have the Addams Family, which is okay because the Addams Family, even though it doesn't recreate the original pinball machine, which I would have preferred, still does look pretty good. Like I'm not unhappy with the art on Addams Family.
Well, and sadly, you can't even. Well, there it is. You can't get. Is this? Oh, okay, yeah, you can. Factory direct pricing on this too, right? No, you're just stuck with the $1,200. This is it's a great looking cabinet, but is it just me? I mean, it's in their logo, but does AtGames really love green? Everything is green. Like there's green in almost
the Addams
everything.
Family, that's not on them. That's the art that's in.
No, that's the artwork for that, sure.
Yeah.
But when they had license to do, dinosaur, Dynasty, and you had Jurassic Park, and I like, guys, we got a little bit too much green. I mean, you got a little bit more blue on the Star Trek, a little more orange and red on the Attack from Mars, obviously the yellow over here, but everything else is green. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. A little bit too much green.
Well, I know Fox hasn't touched one of these pinball machines before, so I know you're going to want to spend some time in the AtGames booth and give them a test run. If they don't bring something new, like as a surprise, like I'll probably only be in their booth for maybe 5 minutes tops.
This is what you got to check though, Fox, because so at the Pinball Expo or just any expo, right? They do, they hire all of these distributors to come out and supply a lot of these machines. You remember at when we went to Cleveland Gaming Classic, that AC/DC we were playing, it was for sale, right? Like you could buy.
Yes.
And I got an email from our local distributor here in Des Moines. They're one of the suppliers for the Pinball Expo. And even before the expo, they sent an email to the local buyers, be like, by the way, we're supplying the units at Expo. Here's all the machines that are going to be available for sale at a discounted price. So the idea, it's a showroom price. You get a discount. Maybe it has like 2,000 plays on it, but it's that's pretty good, actually. You can get a pretty good deal. Anyway, with AtGames, you should check with them and be like, are you going to do a showroom model discount?
They do. And
you could just take one home right from
Well,
Expo.
I mean, yeah, it's like, guys, listen, you don't want to drive this all the way back to wherever you came from. I'll take one home with me. But I actually had a different thought. And I don't know if anybody on the panel, if you've thought about this, making your own V-pin. And I don't necessarily mean just from scratch, because there's a lot of builder kits out there. You can buy kits they're flat packed, but then you can assemble them and you can outfit them however you want. Have you ever thought about that?
Is this your project 2025?
No, well, my campaign does not actually endorse that, but it is under consideration.
Project 2025 includes Fox building his own pin. I'm sorry, is that
and the other people
else?
built a storm machine.
I mean, is that something that's appealing to you at all, or you just kind of want something that's just?
I want Fox to build his own machine and then make 10 episodes, and I'll watch it.
What I would say to you is get your parts list, do your pricing on it, and then take your time, how much time you're going to put together, and compare that to the price of the AtGames Legends Pinball 4K.
Okay, hear me out. Then price how much it would cost to build 2, and I'll buy your other one, because I bet you could build 2 cheaper than 1 You give me the numbers, I'll split that with you.
Or we could just take this to Glenn. It's a build-up pin.
Glenn does have a 1/6 scale virtual pin that he's trying. He says he's not going to go ahead with it unless he gets like 10,000 views on the video. So if anybody wants a 1/6 scale pin,
dude, let's just buy him his views. Everyone's doing that these days.
Yeah, come on. It's
19K Fox.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Promotions, Michael B. Promotions are different. I've been as I research, as I look, do you want to spend? I mean, listen, if you're only spending $1,000 on a factory direct pricing from AtGames, that's no big deal. You can add on stuff, toppers, SSF kits, and all that. But what about just building something from the ground up? I mean, you could pick your monitor with a high refresh rate. You could get true 4K performance if you're running a PC.
There's stuff you can do. My Toy Shock pinball that I had, I ended up gutting it and turning it into a Star Wars Nintendo Switch pinball. I got the artwork from Arcade Graphics, picked up a Nintendo Switch USB encoder board off the internet, got a little docking station for it to put on the back of it. Mm-hmm. The only problem there is I had nothing to do with the back glass because it's Nintendo Switch. You can't really get the DMD and all that going, right? And I actually still have that. It's actually in the garage. It's one of the few machines I have in the garage under a blanket just sitting there. Because I have these other pinball machines. There's no reason to have it in the house. I'll never play with it. So,
but you've held on to it for a reason. What are you thinking? Are you thinking you might do something with it or mod it or?
Probably bring it in, clean all the spider webs out of it, and sell it. At this point,
wasn't that your first? Wasn't that your first ever review product sent out to your channel?
No. I got some stuff from Tulsa Arcades.
Here's what you do, Fox. P-Dubs just explained something that's really important. P-Dubs described that in the past he had done something, built something, and then he's thinking of selling it. Recently, I had seen a Doctor Who pinball machine that had been gutted, and they put virtual 42-inch screen just inside a legit pinball machine. Someone built that himself with a really nice PC, has, I think, what he said, $7,000 in parts in it.
Oh, my God.
But he's tired and wants to move on, has it on Facebook Market for $2,000.
Yeah.
So you could just wait and just keep an eye on virtual pre-built machines.
Well, that's true. That's
that are from like a Doctor Who, which is great artwork. There was a lot of people saying like you cannot find a better deal than what AtGames is doing. I'm like, I don't know. I take screenshots all the time on Facebook Market of virtual pinball machines that have been gutted from real machines from people that are tired of playing it and want to move on, and they're selling it for like $2,000, and it has better parts than the AtGames in it.
Yeah,
and it's not for everyone. It's not mass market. You can find those. Only a few people can find those deals.
Yeah, but the other thing about that too is, Justin, I mean, that's not a good example. Like it's you mentioned one example. It's not a representative sample of what's out there.
That's right.
But to be fair, how many people are in the market for something like that? So I guess it's possible to find those deals. I also thought about, and I've seen other people do this. Start with an actual pinball machine as as the body of of your build, right? So you start with that. So there's some refurbishing that goes on. There's some history. It's an actual. All the dimensions are going to be correct, and then you put your V pin inside of that.
Yeah,
I got a feeling you'll mess it up. It'll be kind of like a cool toy arcade build with the widescreen monitor in there.
But it would have to be something that's already like jacked up, like the playfield's already out of it.
Yeah. I saw like an Addams Family for $500 recently. I think it was Addams
Get
Family.
out of town.
Yeah.
But it's totally broken. It's broken.
It's all messed up. Right.
It's all messed up. But you could buy the body and
that's what you want to get right. You want to get the proportions right. You don't want to make something that's all awkward and weird, doesn't feel right. You've got to get the sizes and everything just right if you want to do this.
I would want one without an apron. I don't really like the control panel as an apron because all the virtual games already have an apron, so then you have a double apron. And if I was to build my own virtual pinball machine, I would just have you seen some of them? The LCD just fills up that whole gap.
I've seen that. The LCDs or the actual display incorporates the apron of that game, but then I've seen people add the apron too, and I don't understand. It's too much going on down there.
Yeah, I would just fill it all with screen.
I wanted to comment on this, Doug Wynn. As far as I know, I think Patrick, you may be able to comment on this too. I think they were moving, And so they should be back up. It's very important if you find a graphics company you like, be patient, give them some time, because it's tough to find companies that do good artwork, and just you want to make sure we continue to support these companies that support our hobby for sure. But I think that they're just moving. I'm not sure when exactly they're going to be up and running, but it shouldn't be too much longer for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in a rush, just go to Escape Pod Online. Dan over there does a fantastic job.
Good, yeah.
His prices are pretty much the same. The quality of the artwork vinyl prints might be slightly better than what Arcade Graphics uses, so he's slightly more expensive, but they're very close. And I've never had an issue with Escape Pod artwork, and Dan ships pretty quick as well. So if you guys are eager to do a mod and not wait for Arcade Graphics, just go to Escape Pod Online would be my next recommendation, because they do all the arcade one-ups and all that stuff.
And they do. They have the air release technology, the little, I guess, the micro perforations in the vinyl, which is really nice when you go to apply that. You're not fighting it constantly.
Yeah, because I think like Sabo and Escape Pod use that. I don't think Arcade Graphics has that on theirs.
They may not. Yeah,
they use I think a little bit lower quality of a vinyl, but then again, I've used them so many times I've never really had an issue. So probably want to do a wet install with Arcade Graphics, because the other ones you could do a dry install with that pocket release technology
and just press that on and you're good to go, right?
Yeah.
What do you guys think about this? What if AtGames did some kind of they just did some concept art, threw it out there, and allow the consumer to kind of vote on that? It allows for a little bit of interaction. There's not a lot of cost on their part. What do you think?
They did that already. They took polls. Remember, Mike? They took polls.
Yeah, they took polls on what themes we would like to see.
And everything that people voted for hasn't come out yet. So why don't waste our time with these polls?
See, that's okay. Exactly. Yeah.
The thing about the polls, when they do them and stuff like that, a lot of times it's not really going to influence what they're going to do, but it creates a perception that this becomes a community project, and there's a buy-in from the community. I mean, they're still locked to having to do specific things for license holders and stuff like that. So, I mean, they have no options.
That was not the question, though. The question was, like, say a theme is already released, like a Jurassic Park. Imagine they do an announcement. We're doing Jurassic Park, but they hide the artwork. They're like, Jurassic Park is coming. It's going to be great. Here's the game. You don't know what it looks like yet. Here's 5 options. Vote on the best one, and that's what we're going to
They did that with the ALP Micro. Yeah, with the artwork for the ALP Micro. They gave us different options they put out there and let us vote for the ones we like the most.
Did that turn out good?
I can't remember exactly. I've got like a multicade one that's very similar to my ALP HD or my previous ALP HD, but it's all based on like the Taito games and like their new stuff. So I wasn't in love with the artwork. I think there was like a Bubble Bobble one and some other Taito one, maybe Space Invaders.
I think there would be value in it's a weird market release, and it's to answer they suck at making artwork for an IP, and maybe there's more to it. Like they have to work with Universal, and Universal, maybe they're the ones that actually did the artwork, and it's like, what are they going to do? Go back and go, hey, Universal, thank you for the IP, but your art team sucks.
Yeah, none of us know exactly how it works. We don't know how the pudding's made. So,
but they could be like, "Hey, buddy, can you add a little Velociraptor?" And remember how what's that guy's the guy that died?
Clever girl, the hunter. Yeah, I forget.
No,
his
not
name.
the hunter. Yeah, so the hunter. Yeah. Yes.
Muldoon.
So but then the other guy. Remember, he had the dinosaur that would like.
Oh yeah,
Dennis Nedry.
Yeah,
when Dennis Nedry died.
Newman.
That dinosaur would be awesome on the front panel.
Yes, I mean like with the gills or whatever, the sails out. Yeah, that would be really cool. Or just more pictures of the Jeeps that they were using. I mean, it's just something.
Yeah. Also, the Jeep theme. Did Stern like lock that in and be like, you can't make anything related to the Jeep or something?
But they weren't even Jeeps. They were
You forgot the magic word.
The magic word. What about
the
Samuel L. Jackson with a cigarette hanging out of his mouth? What about that?
Hold on to your butts.
or there was no technology either. The laptop on the side. Well, I'm sorry, not a laptop. It would be a CRT computer. Some of that stuff in the background. They could have done so much there. Doug, yeah, I use Game On Graphics. They don't have a ton of like pre-made stuff, so I will usually design stuff and send it over to them, and they send it pretty quick. They're really pretty good about getting that back to me. A lot of different options out there for sure. So
Yeah, if I made Jurassic Park, it would have, I like right here, you have Mr. Arnold, Samuel L. Jackson's severed arm.
oh,
I would have Dennis Nedry on there with his
Yeah.
face covered with the stuff.
Covered?
And he's all
Yeah.
like, ah,
Yeah.
yes.
you know? That's what I would do, man. Why do you think I want a bloody Chucky table for crying out loud?
What I mean, but like the the electrified fence.
Yeah.
Whenever T-Rex at the end is standing in like the atrium
That's
and
right.
the ribbon falls down,
Yeah,
it's like
That's
I mean,
perfect.
all these
That
iconic
is on the
moments.
side.
No,
It
wait,
is
I
on
have a
the
better
side.
idea. What if there's just a
That was on the side?
jungle?
Yeah, look over there on the back end of the.
Oh
they-
no, but you're right. But that should have been the full side, right?
Yeah.
That should have been the full side.
So
yeah.
Wow.
another thing I would suggest is they should be looking at what the physical pinball companies are doing as well, and instead of just using like movie clips and like trying to make them fit on, and maybe get someone to actually do some artwork, like get an artist to actually
Right.
do an art package
sort of
for you.
recreate some of the scenes,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah. Yeah.
They should hire James Hates Everything. That's better than.
Oh
what they can-
man, what a great job he did on his design! I would have bought 50 of those.
I mean, I can't. This is kind of far away. How many Velociraptors are on this? Just on the back
Oh
box?
wait, they did get the dinosaur on the left side.
On the left side, yeah, but it was just like, it should be on the front. I agree with you. But yeah, the overuse of foliage on the front is just not good. But let's talk about a real pinball machine.
All right.
Will they have an LE
Finally.
there?
Finally,
Will they have an
subject change.
LE? Will they have like
I-
just like a pro? I mean,
don't
I
think you'll
love
be
the
able to
purple.
play the LE at CES if you remember, right? They had an LE there, but you couldn't touch
Yep.
it.
You couldn't.
But
touch
they
it.
had the pros and the premiums, so you could play those.
They had arm guards there. It was kind of awkward.
Yeah.
But this thing, I mean, it just I'm not even a big pinball person, but this is absolutely gorgeous. It looks beautiful. I mean, I love the purple. I know you only get the purple with the LE, but still, this looks great. Everybody who's played this machine for 4 nanoseconds says it's the best machine ever.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Who's
So-
played it here? B's played it, but he's not here yet. Anybody else?
Justin's about to pay for one.
Oh yeah, well he just buys.
So
Whatever.
really
He's a
quickly,
madman.
Fox, there's
Yes.
companies out there that if you bought like the Pro or Premium, you
Mhm.
could send your grab rails and your legs to, and they will powder coat them purple for you.
There
So
you go.
just
I've got a
because you
powder
don't-
coater here, no, but it's something about the factory purple. I mean, I know there's a powder coater locally. Sure, I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
do it myself, but it's just something about. I mean,
The
know,
fact that they did it, right?
They
they
did it.
knew they should do it.
it's like hyper, like it's
Yeah.
very exclusive.
like,
It
we should
looks
do it on the
very
LE.
cool.
Yeah.
The X-Men. This is. I mean, I'm a big fan of X-Men, obviously.
Oh, come on! The freaking QR code is the eyeball of the Sentinel. That is
Yeah.
genius.
that is a nice
I mean,
touch. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I can't wait to just experience this. I will suck at it, obviously, but I can't wait to at least play this because real pinball there's just something different about it. It hits different. It also hits different in the wallet, which is why I don't have one, but still incredible to experience and play.
So Pitbull always says something to me. I intentionally took a couple shots from my review.
Are his pants down when he says this?
No, not his pants are usually up, but then he
That's
hikes
good.
up one leg to show me his thigh. So he made a comment.
guy.
Check it out.
He made a comment with virtual pinball. He said one of the big things you really never get that these companies can't figure out how to do with virtual pinball, you don't get the same depth that you get from physical pinball. Like if you look down at the table, it's always going to be flat. I mean, when you look at a real pinball machine, you can see the depth, you can see everything going. So I don't know if there's any way they could ever get to recreate that. But before we go on, trust me, I am interested to see you try out the AtGames Legends Pinball 4K, and I especially hope they have one there with the SSF kit because I think you will be impressed by that. If you've ever played digital pinball before, when you get that SSF kit, it does add some of these elements that are missing from digital pinball that real pinball have, the feels and the sounds.
From everything that I've read and heard, I think it's almost like a prerequisite. You really have to have that to really get, because that's all part of the experience, the feedback. Even though it is simulated, you still need to have that there because to just have that, to just kind of be just all like you're saying, to just be flat and just I don't know. It's missing something. It was fine for the. go ahead.
There's two options, and I don't know if they're on the horizon or not, but there's a video out there with someone who modded a virtual pinball machine, and he wears these glasses, and the glasses detect where your eyes are at. The machine knows where your eyes are at, and it dynamically shifts the screen to the player. So, and in the video, he shows a point of view of the camera pointing at the virtual pinball machine, and you can see all the shadows are in the right spot. But I think it's CPU intensive, and I don't know much more about it, but obviously it's not mainstream. Like you don't hear everyone talking about, oh yeah, you just put these special glasses on and you're good to go. And the other one is a VR. Like James Hates Everything is saying, like potentially, like could there be kind of like what P-Dubs did a review on, the X arcade machine that has pinball buttons on it, and you appear to be playing a real pinball machine in the virtual world. And then you can feel that pinball machine with your hands and maybe even a shaker motor. Like, could that be the future? Fully recreated in the VR space?
Maybe.
Aren't there 3-dimensional displays? I mean, isn't it? There is 3-dimensional technology, or some of that, where it can mimic depth. I mean, I don't know if you can do that accurately. I mean, I think there's just this line, this hard line between V-pin and real pin that you're not going to be able to blur. It may just always be there, you know. And I don't know that it's going to be able to. In the future, display technology may be so advanced that you can, but then by the time you invest in that, just buy the real thing. Maybe, I don't know.
Kerry already has a pretty good position on it, and it's hard to argue with it. He goes, one of the reasons why he likes pinball in the first place is because it's not digital.
Right,
it's physical, and you have to put your phone down, you know, and like it feels like more connected to a legacy analog system.
Justin, you said Kerry. Is he your friend? Do you call him at home? Do you have a dorsal fin?
To train the dolphin. Big shout out and thanks to Jason for gifting 5 memberships. Man, I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Helping out the channel as always. Yeah, this is the one. I mean, I've got some favorites that, you know, like I said, I'm not the connoisseur that everybody else is. I love AC/DC. That pinball machine is fun. The band being there, the red, I mean, standing out like it does. I'm anxious to see if there's one there. I'd like to play that. I want to play X-Men. I really want to check this out because I'm just such a fan of the IP and the way that the table's laid out, the ramp, some of the toys. It looks really cool, so I'm excited. And listen, if B Kong is excited, I mean, I'm all in.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to checking it out, even though some of those are making their way around to like the pinball places that bought an LE. I haven't played it. I haven't tried hunting one down. So the first time I play it will be at Expo, and I'm looking forward to checking it out.
Also, we need to get Fox away from AC/DC and into Iron Maiden, like someone in the chat was mentioning.
Iron Maiden's really good.
Is really, really good pinball machine.
Okay.
And there was one that was just sold on Captain's Auction for only $3,800. I mean, that is a modern Stern pinball machine, one of the best modern pinball machines out there.
Interesting.
And it's
what if we can't find it, or what if it's occupied and all the eyes and all the ears are all over it at Expo, but what if it's a Galloping Ghost? Do you think, what's the chances that they have an LE and it's already there?
Well, I don't think we're going to Galloping Ghost Pinball.
So I think we're going to Logan.
Right down the road.
We're going to Logan,
right
and Logan has an LE Expo.
Oh, you've said you've kiboshed that like it's not going to happen.
We're going to Pinball Expo for like 3 straight days. Why go to Galloping Ghost Pinball when we literally have one day to go to Galloping Ghost, right?
But Tuesday we're going to Logan, and Logan has the LE.
Yeah.
Oh, Logan does have the LE. Yeah. Really? Okay. Logan is so cool. I like that. That's a good.
Yeah.
Good
so
place.
Iron Maiden is a Keith Elwin table.
That's right.
Much like Jurassic Park and Godzilla and Jaws. Some people, for some reason, think that Keith Elwin made Foo Fighters, but they're obviously blithering idiots. So.
Of course.
Yeah, Iron Maiden is here's the thing. There's a separation of pinball. Like, I've talked to people, and you say, what is a better game, Iron Maiden or Jurassic Park? And there's 2 answers, the right one and the wrong one. And the if they say Jurassic Park, they're talking about the IP. If they say Iron Maiden, they're talking about the game. Because I think scientifically, objectively, Iron Maiden is a better game than Jurassic Park, but Jurassic Park is a better IP. But if you go play an Iron Maiden and stop thinking about it's Iron Maiden, whether you like the band or not, Iron Maiden is one of the only pinball games that the average person will say, that game is awesome, I wish it was a different band. And then they're like,
Iron
Maiden's
Maiden's
so
incredible.
good, I'll get into Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden's incredible. Run for the Hills? Come on, Justin.
It's good, but it's not, as an IP, it's not as popular as a Jurassic Park. And so I've been to the arcade. People walk away and go, like a dozen people go, that is my favorite game, hate the band. If only, I've had this conversation with at least a dozen people. They're like, I wish it was Metallica. They like just start listing other bands. And I'm like, how about it's just a great game and who cares?
Not enough love for hair metal. I also think that's why Rush did so poorly too, being a Canadian band.
How dare you? Right now, I need all of you to commit to a Christmas, New Year's Eve live stream.
Oh my god!
Right
as long as it'll upset a couple people out there, I'm in.
John,
oh my god!
I can't speak for anybody else, but I usually will stream every night between Christmas and New Year's. If I can grab these guys, if they're free, maybe one at a time, I'll absolutely have them on if they're free. But listen, it's Christmas. It's New Year's Eve. Come on, not everybody can commit to that, man. We have families and stuff. So,
don't you do?
But I appreciate your interest.
14 days of Christmas or something like that.
I do. I do at least 5.
38 days of Christmas.
38 days. A month
Streaming
and a half
every
of
single
Christmas.
day. Sometimes multiple times a day.
I travel, so I can't always be home to
so
stream with the people.
Like special events like that, it all depends on what we're doing. Like if this was Mike in his like 20s, there's no chance I'd be home. But like I have young kids that are going to be asleep by the time New Year's happens. So, my wife is usually in bed with the kids. I ain't got shit going on, so I'm free.
Sweet. All right, we have one committed for sure.
19 days of Fox. That is the best title.
19K days of Fox. This is
Foxmas.
That's like 8 years. Here's another one. The barrier of entry has been lowered. Costco, some of your Costcos will have this. A better example.
I don't know if this will be at Expo though. I don't think this will be.
They had home pins at Comic-Con.
They did.
They did. They had Star Wars and Jurassic Park actually.
Interesting.
So, we're about to break the biggest news because us knuckleheads.
Oh boy.
When we get one of these verbos or whatever you want to call them, when we do this, we do a big stream and we gotta buy something. So this year, 19K Fox is buying a Jurassic Park home pin for your entertainment.
We didn't discuss that before.
We said we were gonna buy it and then take it back.
Talk off the air. We'll have to talk about this some other
Fox,
time.
just go get it. You're rich. You're the Iceman. You go to Libya and kill terrorists, and then you come home and you got all kinds of money.
There's less money in it than you would think. It's weird. It's odd. Assassin money just isn't what it used to be. Everybody needs ice. Some people need to be put on ice. Faux show. So I'm curious if the home edition is there. Would they waste their time at the expo? Maybe not, but it would be nice to maybe is there an upgraded version of this? Is an LE a Pro? There's got to be something else, right? That may be there that we can take a look at.
They'll have the pros there.
In stark contrast to this, do they allow? I'm surprised they allow AtGames in the building. I mean, Pinball Expo implies real pinball.
No. That's not how it works. They've always had VPin there. They've had VPin there for years. There have been people there before with VPins based on some of the games from Pinball FX, Pinball FX3 in past years. So it's not one of those events where someone will come up and be like, virtual pinball, you gotta play with a manly machine. Play with a manly.
That's for like children.
You gotta be manly. Yelling people on the internet.
If you could for a second, could pull that home edition up picture just real quick. Just public statement here. So this machine is what is it? $4,700 at Costco. Brand new. Okay, it's a brand new model. You should only purchase this if space is an issue. Because for $4,700 you can get a used Stern pinball machine. So for the same price you can get a larger machine. You could get an Iron Maiden probably if you look hard enough. Now you'll get it used.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but you can't return the Iron Maiden after the weekend's over.
That's fair. And in the last year, the used market, like really good used market, has plummeted, unfortunately, good and bad. So places like Flipping Out Pinball, follow him on Facebook, posts weekly used machines that he'll ship anywhere at a much cheaper price than brand new. And some of them 50 plays, 100 plays. There's a group of people that are buying big boy pinball machines and not playing them, and then wanting the X-Men, and then they go to Flipping Out and be like, yeah, I'll sell it used. I've seen some that are like heavily discounted, and the person played like 30 times. Even if the average one's like maybe even 500. It's like, but 500 is nothing. You're gonna put 500 plays on your own machine in like 6 months. It's like
or less.
Shit. My Labyrinth pinball's got to be around 1,000 plays, but
and
then
it's
again,
still brand new, right? It feels brand new,
yeah,
right?
it still feels brand new.
Yeah.
Nothing's ever broken on it. But then again, part of that was I took it to ZapCon and I left it there, and it got played over 500 times during that weekend by random people. Not a scratch on it.
Nice.
And everything worked.
But Flipping Out, he's got for about $3K, he's got a Lethal Weapon 3 right now.
Ooh, yeah, Midway.
Really?
And Midway
I
Arcade
should
was
buy that
picking
from
up.
him.
Yeah.
That's a good pinball game.
That's pretty good. That's
That's
not
a
bad.
90s Data East game, isn't it?
Yep, big favorite of Greg Bone.
Yeah, I should pick that up.
That's not bad. You should definitely pick that up.
Flipping Out Pinball's the one selling it?
Yeah, he has. So he's been out. He has a podcast, right? And he advertises, "Hey, let me know. Let me know if you got a machine you want to swap out. Call me up and do a deal." So I've been following for a while, and like this last 2 weeks, he must have like 10 machines. What's interesting is he put up like 10 machines in the last few weeks. Galactic Tank Force sold within a day, which surprised me for $7,000. Which was like, okay, I have a Galactic Tank Force that I'm thinking of swapping it out for an Iron Maiden. But yeah, it's some of them. It depends on the pen. Like some just, I think Jurassic Park is a little low. Mandalorian's super cheap right now.
Yes, it is.
You want like under $5,000, you can get a Mandalorian.
Yep.
Do you remember we did that stream, Justin, all the way back where we said, yeah, we're going to buy a pinball machine. We were both looking at Mandalorian all the way back then.
Yeah.
What happened?
You got one. He got one. I got Godzilla.
If you just moved to the United States, you would have like 10 pinball machines.
I'll just move to P-Dub's house.
Okay.
That's even better.
No.
He just renovated, so it's ready
man?
for you. Ready to move in.
The
I
problem
wouldn't
with
walk
Newfoundland
in on
is
you
they
in the
don't have
garage. I
10
know what you're
pinball
doing
machines.
there.
The garage is sacred.
Everything's so perverted with Mike all the time.
Everything is perverted, and sometimes it's weird. But you know what's not weird? A super chat and a hug from Ezekiel, the Chicago Retro Ranger, $4.99. Thank you so much for your super chat, buddy. Guys, don't feel weird if I come up to you and hug you. That's never going to be weird, buddy. This guy has been an excellent supporter.
We
of the
hugged
community.
last time, right?
Hell, there were people we ran up to in Cleveland and Chicago, and
Absolutely.
we're like, and there's people like. I was so excited in Cleveland to meet, you guys know the YouTuber Toxin. Toxin, super nice guy.
Really nice.
I was so happy to see him. I maybe creeped him out a little bit. I ran up to him like,
It happens.
Toxin! And like this year, I'm super excited to see my boy Chaotic BPR. I'm super excited to see Brian in person. He's going to be there. I'll probably run up to him like a little schoolgirl. Brian, what's up?
What's going on? I can't wait to meet, and I'm going to say it, and it's okay. No shame.
Yeah.
I can't wait to meet Cornercade. The guy, I want to see if he's got that much energy in real life.
Oh,
Danny,
my God.
I can't wait to hang out with
Have
you.
you
buddy.
guys
Say hi.
seen the commercial of Gronk for the new Hulu special?
Like
Where they have the actor who plays Gronk, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Have you met Coach? Dude, scary. Let's fucking go, dude." That's Danny. That is 100. Danny is the Gronk of home arcade. I finally put it all together.
That is so awesome.
Just listen up, guys. Listen up, guys. At the end of the day,
End of the day.
At the end of the day,
Let me know.
Justin,
Yeah.
just shut up and play closing time on piano.
Ezekiel, thank you so much.
No.
Thank you so much for your super chat, buddy. Let me give you something special. Here you go.
Can't you do any better?
So it's gonna be cool to meet him. I think we got some other people that are gonna be there, but it's gonna be exciting.
Are you
we
excited to
get
meet
together?
him or his wife?
No, him. Okay, all right. You know,
Most of us are happily married. We're excited to be away from our partners and women and just hang out.
I'm just asking a question.
I am curious about their dynamic. You know how they work together. You know, in crowds. You know, is she constantly pulling him back? Does he have a leash on? She has to pull.
Oh, 100%.
Harness.
Like a harness.
Yeah.
A little
Come here,
harness.
damn it! Come here. No, we're not gonna go. We're not gonna go this time. Come on,
guys.
back.
None of us are actually going to see Danny. Danny's going to be up at the booths. He's going to be at AtGames. He's going to be like, "Come on, guys,
No,
you
he's
just got to do it.
his kids.
Do a Star Wars
So his
machine.
kids,
Let's go.
His kids are going to be running around. He's like, "Let's go!"
So he's going to be going up the stern. He's going to be like, "Guys, listen. Here's the story. I got 7,000 subs. I used to be at 2,000. Somehow now I'm at 7,000. Anyways, send me a table."
I met this guy 19K Fox. He told me his secret.
He told me this is how you do it. You just punch in the buttons. It's crazy. It's amazing. I think it's a great time. Now we're talking about Danny and everybody else and all the people we're going to meet to go ahead and post the address of the Verbo. Here it is right here.
Oh,
it's not this year.
Are we going to do a house party? We have a much smaller house this time
I just
than
got
last
an
time.
email
We
that
do.
we cannot do a house
Wait a
party.
minute.
It's specifically there's a $250 fine if they find out there's anyone else in the house other than people that I told them will be.
I'm
on
confused about something though.
Yeah.
This is a 3-bedroom house.
Yeah.
And there's 5 of us.
Yeah, Fox and I are in the same room.
Oh yeah. Same bed.
You guys are sharing that queen size bed.
Yep, not gonna
Twin
share it
size.
with anybody else but Fox.
All right, so who else is sharing?
You and Mike.
Yeah.
And B gets his own place.
B gets his own place?
Someone has to. That's how math works. 5 and 3.
I think that we should do some kind of challenge the first night where they're to determine.
Well, that's on the schedule. If you go back and look at the spreadsheet, that is actually on the schedule.
It's true.
Yeah,
it could be a couch.
Fight to the death.
Excellent.
Star
I am
Wars,
all
Star Trek
in.
style. Yeah.
It's too bad we're doing medieval times the third day we're there.
That would be the way to go. That's how you do it.
So good.
Hey, Mike, did you ever see that? Look at James's comment, twin bed. Do you guys remember the Saturday Night Live music video skit they did where they're like, "We do it on my twin bed"? It was the Jimmy Fallon one with all the girls. The girls are all pretending to be like pussycat dolls, and they invite their boyfriends home for the holidays, and they all want to do it on their twin beds. It's a hilarious SNL song. It's fantastic.
James hates everything. The Kirk Van Houten of the home arcade community, with the comment about us being in a twin bed. But
Yeah.
Can I ask you a serious question? Is there really only 3 rooms?
Yeah, it's a 3-bedroom. There's a couch though. I'll sleep on the
well,
couch.
I can sleep on the couch, dude. so I don't give a
Three
shit.
bedrooms, but there's many rooms. There's
There's
couple
multiple
living
beds
rooms.
within
Yeah.
each room.
And there's a couch.
It's like when you have a gun rack, but you have mini guns.
I don't have. I don't own a
necessitates
single gun, let alone
I
mini
think there's
guns
a-
to necessitate an entire gun
an
rack.
entire rack.
I think there's a living room and a game room.
Yes,
yes,
There's a
Kevin.
foosball.
I will sleep on the pool table. Yeah.
Is James coming?
Hopefully not currently. No.
All right, who's going, guys?
You
Let
didn't
us know.
ask how many times we
All the
went.
guys from Arcades Anonymous are going. Well, most of the guys.
Hit
from
a 1 in the
Arcades
chat if
Anonymous
you're
are
going.
Oh,
Get one,
I
there you go.
I got news.
Oh.
If you guys haven't noticed, Big ED had disappeared, right? Like he just kind of vanished,
Is
Yeah.
he okay?
and
Is
he's
everything
been
all right?
going through some stuff.
Oh, okay.
I've been checking on him like every 2 or 3 days. I send my text, just say, "Hey, this is my daily check-in. Make sure you're okay." And he's like, "I'm doing okay." But I just talked to him last night, and despite the fact that he's been MIA, on YouTube. Biggie D will be in Chicago.
Oh,
He will-
nice. Good.
he's not arriving until the 17th. I think we're going to be there on the 15th. So we will see Biggie D the 17th through the 20th.
Hey, Bob, are you going? Bob Oaf? You going to Chicago?
Oh, you know Bob's going to
he
be there,
lives
buddy.
nearby.
He's going to be there. He's gonna
Bob
bring
can't
the
come
boys.
unless he brings his kids.
That's
You
right.
got to bring you damn right. Bring them
Mandatory.
boys. Yes,
Yep.
absolutely.
That sounds really creepy.
Yeah. That's
Well, no, his family's awesome.
Well,
It's
his-
nothing
His
creepy.
family's awesome. I
Teenagers
just wanted to
now.
make it sound
Yeah.
weird.
No, let's not make things creepy.
I just wanted to make you
No.
sound creepy, P-Dubs.
I'm not creepy.
But the kids are great. His wife is great. They actually came here and bought. So the story
Oh yeah.
is that I couldn't let Blitz go to just anybody. You remember
Come
Blitz?
on, B. Sorry.
You remember-
Sorry.
Well, yeah, B. Come on, B. Let's go.
Yeah, come on.
Absolutely. So Blitz, you remember Blitz was the first time we all got together. Blitz was the first cabinet we assembled. We played together. Bob was there, and I wanted to go ahead and sell it. He reached out to me. He came down with his family all the way from near Chicago. They bought it. It was awesome. So if you're wondering about the mysterious Blitz cabinet, that's where it is. Bob has it. His kids are killing it. It's awesome.
If they're going to be at Galloping Ghost, don't expect to be able to get on the grid. Bob and his kids are going to hog that.
Yeah, no kidding.
tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
man.
are absolutely hot, and they're really good too. They kick your ass all the time.
Yeah, B's calling me a gatekeeper now. I'm going to tell you two things. B can't come on this show, and no one is allowed to go to Galloping Ghosts. MG knows what I'm talking about.
Yep. It's just
What
gonna-
is
it's just
that
the way
all
it is.
about?
I don't know what he's
that's the
talking
way it has
about.
to be. It's the way it has to be. It's a closed door session. Yeah.
B was out to Alejandro. B was out to dinner with his wife. He's
He
coming
was
in
at
now.
Benihana's. He had to ask.
Get a
He had to ask somebody.
Sharpie.
He had to ask somebody what's the appropriate way to kill a duck.
You know, my wife and I, we were out. I was texting you guys. I was like, guys, I got the new jeans for the trip. We went and picked up some jeans.
Yeah,
at, like-
baby.
Nice.
we went to like Kohl's and
Get some
JCPenney.
jorts.
And man, it's amazing how you walk up to a register and they're like, yeah, your total's $300. And all of a sudden your wife pulls out her cell phone.
Yeah.
Scan this.
Yeah. Kohl's is great.
Scan this.
No.
Scan this. All our
No
300
coupons, Fox.
Our 300 guys, check this out. Our $330 that I would have spent if I was by myself for a whole bunch of clothes ended up being $132. She got $200 knocked off.
That's
Scan
incredible.
this. Scan this. She's incredible. It's
That's
incredible.
awesome. That's
You know?
incredible.
Because she's like, oh, you could. I'm like, you could use more than one coupon. She's like, yeah, you could stack them.
Stack
And I'm like, you could stack coupons? What?
She knows the Kohl's tricks.
But anyway, like even today, I spent pretty much the entire day with my wife. We went out to a nice lunch. We went to Native Grill and Bar. We were watching the Packers game because the Bears had already played, and you know, like people don't realize that we got stuff to do with our families. You know?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Gotta make sure the
Full-time,
wives
baby.
are happy before
Maybe we should
leave.
talk about it more. We should like
You know?
just make a list of all the things we did today. Let's start with Mike. What did you do today?
It was insane.
I worked on my Retro Realms review. Spent time with my kids.
Okay.
And then we today's Canadian Thanksgiving, so myself, my wife, and the family went down to visit her parents. We had Thanksgiving dinner. Then we came home.
Not real.
Yeah, tomorrow before I leave, we're having my parents over. Usually, my mom would cook Thanksgiving dinner, but where she fell down and broke her arm this year, we're gonna cook it and have the family in. So, yeah.
God, is she okay? They're gonna
Yeah,
heal
she had to have
right?
well, she's already had surgery. She had a rod and some screws put in her arm. So yeah, she's still up. So we took over Thanksgiving. We're gonna have the whole family over tomorrow. So tomorrow's gonna be crazy busy because we got to clean the house to get ready for everybody coming over. While cooking the meal, and then after they leave, I've got to clean the house again because it can't be a mess when I leave and go to Chicago, right? So yeah,
what
tomorrow's
I'm
a
hearing is
wash.
you're not just obsessed with YouTube 24/7. You have a wife and family and a lot of activities that you do throughout the
Yeah,
day.
and I'll tell you
That's
right now,
crazy.
when someone says something about me and I gotta leave my family and come on the internet and defend myself, it's ridiculous.
It's absolutely incredible. So today I had to mow because I do that on.
Oh yeah.
So we moved into a subdivision. For the people that know, I used to live on some land. We moved into a subdivision, so there's a constant competition with the guy across the way and a guy next to me and a guy over there. So you got to mow, you got to edge, you got to weed eat, you got to blow all the clippings and all that. So that takes hour and a half because the yard is like this big. So that's awesome. It's got that done.
Wait. Fox, are you the kind of guy that if your neighbor mows, you wait until that motherfucker's done and then you get out there and you mow too?
Oh, I mow before him. And if he mows before me,
the other guy.
It's on. Like, no, hell no. You know? I hear I'm sitting at home, minding my own business. I hear a mower
it's
start.
Crazy.
Like,
we got the same thing out here in Arizona. I mean, we don't have yards, we have rocks, but like if I sweep all the rocks off the sidewalk and back up into my lawn, like my neighbor comes outside with his broom and he's like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. I mean, it's like I know what you're going through, Fox.
Well,
I've been there.
It's kind of like that's why I do it on Sunday. They'll get their mowing done on Saturday, so then their clippings and stuff's all over, so I can do it Sunday and nobody else is mowing. I can get the stuff done, get it out of the way, and rock on. But I get all my mowing done on Sunday. Yeah, and then I had plumbing to do today. I had some showers that were leaking, so I had to get the right car. You got those Delta fixtures, you got to get the cartridge and it fits in there, and you got to get the right one, and you get the wrong one, it doesn't fit and line up, and I'm like, son of a bitch. And then of course, like Mike was saying, or I'm sorry, P-Dubs, you were saying, it's like you're gonna die, you're never gonna come back, you get all this stuff done, so that's what.
Yeah, my wife was all like, can you do the kitty litters before you go? I was like,
yes.
Of course.
I'm gonna try to beat all you guys with my vanity. All right, so to prove
here it comes. Here it comes.
Here we go. Okay, so
let's go.
I'll start with the negative. Okay, so I got a good friend that has MS and dementia, so I'm spending time with him. Although he does forget when I do come by, but it is he. I mean, he's terrible. He's a comedian. He's a funny thing. So we poke about it when we're talking in person. He's about 80 years old, but he's a good family friend. I see him every single week. I know I haven't been making YouTube recently, but when a good friend of your family friends and wants to see you every week, and it brings joy to them to have conversations with them every week, got to make that a priority. Then I have a good friend that's moving to Iowa City. We've known her for about 7 years. And she's really going through a lot because this has kind of been her home. The house that she lives in is the house that she grew up in, and her mother passed away a couple of years ago. And so now it's the first time that she's moving on. She's in her 40s actually, so she was taking care of her mother for all those years. So we've been spending time where we had a going away party for her today to kind of wish her off, and then we're gonna go see her in December and make sure she's settled really well. I would love to make YouTube videos, but when you have a friend that needs time. Also, it's my wife and I's 25th anniversary. That's right.
Happy anniversary! Awesome.
25 years.
Congrats,
so there's
man.
been a lot of activities. I wasn't able to buy a pinball machine that I was planning on getting. Instead, I had to get her a ring, which she really appreciated. So we have like a 25th anniversary. I get a new ring as well, so hopefully I'll be able to show that off at Pinball Expo. I'll be like, check out my new wedding ring.
Speaking of somebody who had to get a lot of work done this week, it's B coming in, bringing in the fifth amigo.
I made it.
B, I'm gonna let you speak, but before you do, let me just say this. So, Justin, you and your wife have been together for 25 years.
That's right.
How many of those are real years? How many years did you buy?
It's only 10 years,
Wow.
10 actual years.
Wow. Well, I hate to break it to you, but you can't buy marriage. I mean, people have tried, but
So you didn't buy years; you just got sponsorships or endorsements. What is it?
There's
What is
whole
it called?
shows and
dude, this is you gotta put in your time.
I hate this camera shot.
B, how the hell are you? Good to see you, buddy. I know you got that Pacific Coast deficit you're working with. What's going on, man?
I try. No. Sorry, Dubs. I ruined your perfect quadruple-ness into a fifth
Fox,
a fifth wheel.
Hit the expand button. Your background is so busy. I can't see.
Yeah, there's that
everything.
button that squishes us back together.
Where's that button?
It's one of the options that makes us like zoom.
No.
Can you make
There
us
you go.
can
There
you
you
make
go.
us further
Yeah.
apart?
There you go.
Yeah,
Like make us
I wanna
like
be-
little
I wanna
Put us
windows
in
on the
different.
edges of the
I'll put you
screen.
in different screens. Yeah. Here, how about this? How about the nice
Can
fireplace?
you give
Here
us
we
a screen with like a forest background?
go. I've got. Oh, yeah. Give me just 1 second. I can just do that.
What did I
Here we go.
miss? We're starting the show over again, right? Another hour and a half. Oh,
There
hi.
she is. Your better half.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hello.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
No, we're talking about the excitement that is Pinball Expo. I brought up this little gem. I think you maybe have some things to say about this, B? Possibly.
Remember
Maybe,
when he made
yeah.
that video where he was like, I met Professor X, and it was just some random guy that lied to him?
It was,
That was
a homeless
a
guy.
great video.
Wait a minute.
Can I sleep in your garage for a couple of weeks? By the way, I'm Professor
Of course,
X.
Professor X. Come on
How do
in.
you prove that, right? Is that even a credit you ever see in a game, like the voice actors for callouts? Unless it's like a celebrity, right? Like who does the alien voice for like Godzilla, right? It's, we are the Excellions. And I think
It's actually
right away.
one of the developers. They did that internally.
Well, how do you know? It was just somebody that wanted to get into your pants. It was like, hey,
Oh,
I did it.
Well, I didn't meet someone out in the streets. I watched the making of video. They told me
Oh,
who made it.
Okay. Well, maybe he'll be in the making of video. It's pretty cool. So so the guy that I met, he does have real credits. He is in the industry, and he does like it's called Marvel What the, and I looked it up, and it's like Robot Chicken for Marvel. It's
nice.
like it's
Oh,
it's
nice.
toys. It's like stop motion toy animation, and so he produces those and writes the stories for those, and then he was doing his work, and they said, hey, we need voice actors for a couple of characters, and he ended up being Professor X. So that was pretty cool. But I played it. It was fun. I got like
So
20
he's
games
not-
on it. It's
He's
pretty
not
good.
the Professor X from the cartoon.
He's not the X-Men 97 Professor X. No. He's not
Oh,
the
well, that's
original.
lame. B. Your video sucks
Shut up.
now.
He's in the game itself. We're talking about pinball. He's the real Professor X in the pinball. So he has a credit.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna meet the real Professor X that did the voice for the cartoon. What do you think of that?
Oh yeah. You can meet him
I'm
and
gonna be
tell
Patrick
us all about
Stewart,
it.
so you can suck it. How about that?
Suck it. That's good.
So this
Uh,
game sucks. B, you're not impressed with it. at all?
Terribly fun
game.
is what I'm gonna say about it, but it's fun. I know there's gonna be a lot of people at Expo wanting to play it, so it'll probably be one of those games, and it is on location, a few locations. It's funny how they did it this time around. Normally they'll put pros out on location first for people to play, but they're letting people play their LEs on certain locations. Like
No
that's
way.
putting a $12,000, like what, $13,000 machine for the public to play. Like those are the first machines out in the wild right now. So it's very rare to be playing them in the wild to have people doing that. So that's pretty cool. Not a lot of operators put LEs out for public consumption. It'll be popular. I think that's going to be popular. I think the Alice table is going to be super popular because that just came out. Avatar's been out for a little while. That'll be fun for people to play, but it's been out there.
Have you played it yet?
Avatar? I have. Yeah, I made
What do
a
you
fun
think?
video. You watched all about it, didn't you, Mike?
No.
You always watch my content, don't you?
No.
Mike doesn't watch B.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Sometimes
He's
I
a
do.
such a gatekeeper.
He doesn't watch
Gatekeeping
his own
Mike.
content. What are you talking about?
That's true.
Sometimes I don't.
You just hope it turns out fine.
Even when he's
Uh,
editing, he doesn't watch
Yeah.
and double check.
That's good enough.
Single take,
15
published.
minutes, we're good.
You know how Mike doesn't watch his own channel? He'll publish new videos that are reruns.
Wait, I
Just the
saw this
same-
one before.
It's just the same topic he did 2 weeks
I liked
ago.
it so much, I'll repost it. That's fine.
But Mike, when you your thumbnails, how long ago was your thumbnail headshot photo shoot? Like for when you add yourself to the thumbnails.
So
Yeah,
a very
Mike,
long
Mike,
time ago.
you are catfishing your audience with the young, handsome Michael B on the
that's like
thumbnails.
30
I'm
pounds
so
ago.
fat.
fat and ugly now. Oh, it's more
Skinny
like 70
Michael
pounds,
B.
actually.
No
Yeah.
gray hair.
Yeah.
Hello, ladies.
So that was back in 2000, I think like 2017, 2018. I got back into doing YouTube, and I had a green screen set up in my, the room that was my arcade room. Half was storage and half was a studio. And I had a green screen, and I always do new like headshots before I did a video.
Mhm.
But now I don't have a dedicated like green screen area to do headshots. So I just don't do them anymore. So I just use the ones I have because I'm lazy.
Yeah, well, so I kind of took a page from Michael B's book. So like my last 15 thumbnails have been like I did one photo shoot for like one thing I did, and I was like, all right, let's just do 5 reactions, and it seems like that's the formula for like RGT has the same face all the time, or who does that all the time? Mad Little Pixel It's just like
RGT has the same thing. He does the same thing too. Yeah. No intro video, just goes
No,
right in.
RGT always has a different picture. There's just always fire behind them for some reason.
you just
What do
clip an image from the video you're shooting currently. Yeah.
have you been doing like AI stuff, Fox, for your like
I have
PlayStation
not.
runs? Or you just
I have
been
not.
you just
No.
you have some like new thing going on with your
I've been
thumbnail.
playing around with the other successful YouTubers, the ones that are
Yeah.
actually good at this. And I've
Yeah.
been taking basically the image. I take an image from the video that I do, and then I duplicate it, crop out the background, and then do a little glow to my face
Your
and put it
face
on
with,
there.
like
And,
the extra stuff. Oh, I did not get it.
sparkles, and I Taylor Swift it, and it's good to go. Yeah.
Good stuff, man. Your PlayStation video like blew up for a little while, so
It
congrats.
did, yeah. That
Yeah.
was pretty good. That was a lot of.
I
a lot
didn't
of
watch
cross-
it. I just saw the numbers. It was
Yeah,
really
you never watch it. Don't, for God's sakes, don't watch it. That's the last thing you should do. But yeah, so we got that to look forward to, guys. We got to talk about them. We got to talk about. I want to get everybody's feedback. Arcade One Up. They will not be at Pinball Expo, which I wanted to put that in the thumbnail. I wanted to talk about it
So because
Why would they
people
go?
watch you for Arcade One Up, so at least there's some
a little bit.
continuity.
Yeah,
Why-
just
Why
gotta
would they
work
go?
that
They
in.
don't have anything pinball related to bring. Why would they
They
go?
were.
But
they
see, that's
were,
their fault.
they
They did
brought-
have a deal with Zen.
They did. They had a deal with Zen. They had a low price point initially. They eventually got back to it, but they had that $500, $550 price point. Jump up to $750, came back down to like $500 or $600. But they were out there up front, and then they just completely gave up on it. Was that a mistake?
No, it wasn't a mistake to give up on it. AtGames clearly won the little virtual
Killed
pinball
them.
war they
Yeah.
were having. There's no way they could compete. Arcade One Up wanted to make static machines and get you to buy 10, 15
Tables at a time.
pinball machines, just like their arcade machines. They were going to do, okay, here's the universal machine. It's only going to have like 6 games on it. Here's the next one. Here's the next one, right?
That's right.
And keep in mind, what does Zen Studios want to do? They want to sell you pinball software, not pinball machines. AtGames was a much better fit for Zen Studios than Arcade One Up. Finally, they wisened up and jumped ship and went to AtGames and Arcade One Up just making static machines that you can't add more games to. It was dead right out of the water. We all called that 2 years ago. We're like, no one's going to buy 5 of these. You just need one.
So really, really quickly on the Arcade One Up pinball thing too, it's actually a good thing that it can go forward, because if you remember the first episode of Arcade One Up that DMAC was on, he actually talked about what their future plans were and like all the things we wanted, like bigger DMDs, online connectivity and stuff like that. They weren't going to do any of that shit. They were going to take features off. Like they were going to look at removing the DMD to save money.
Right.
Like there was all kinds of cost cutting measures. So anything that came out was somehow even going to be worse than the initial offering. You should always improve when you bring a new product out, not make it shittier.
Justin, you are a pinball connoisseur. Looking back on it now, did they have a special niche at the sub $1,000 mark?
When they first came out, it was a pretty good price, right? And if they would have stuck at that price, I think that niche would have been there, because you could have justified. You could have said, yeah, I know that it's 720p, but hey, it's only, I think originally they were aiming for that 449 actually, and maybe even the 399 would be the discount. And then they came out at 499 for 550, and then jumped to that 750. If there was another question that's similar to yours is, could have Arcade One Up succeeded if there was no competition? If AtGames never had came out, that would have been the only sub 1,000 option.
Correct.
And when they first came out with it, they were talking about making it connected and making it where you could maybe upgrade and buy games. But
in that world, in that what if scenario, Toy Shock would have become the #1 pinball company in the world.
Toy Shock rules them all.
B, you're a modder like me. I don't know if you know. I don't know if you saw my video, but I put real glass on my machine. I think I think Patrick remembers that. He actually copied my thumbnail because it was so profound.
I took your thumbnail and I took your head. I put
And
my head on your
your
head.
head on my thigh.
Well, I was making the exact same video and you already did a thumbnail. I was like, geez, I
Hey,
don't have time
why
for
not?
this.
Why?
I was like,
why-
I'm just
why
going to put my
would
head
you
on
do that?
Fox. That was great.
It was great.
The
But
glass mod.
The glass mod. What did you think about that? What were your impressions? Did you see a future with that? What were your thoughts about RK1UP's first and only foray into VPN?
Well, the first thing I did when I got it was I immediately modded it to, just put a PC in it. I was just like, I'm going to see if I can put a back glass on it, do all the things and play more Zen. Because I think at the time we were familiar with the Zen model and we were playing Pinball FX on computers and things. So that was my original foray into it. And, the goodness for the team encoder guys. And that was really what shot up the, mystery encoder and team was getting the most out of the hardware that was there. I do have to give 1UP credit though for introducing, I would say, to the masses more pinball like options for the home consumer. Like it really did push me back into the realm of wanting to play virtual pinball and just physical pinball in general. So I think virtual pinball has its niche to bring more people back into the hobby. And so as there was this weird time when the VPN community is also very a niche community itself, the ones that do the real table replicas. But I remember there was a time when the, real hardware pinball community was like, there's all these guys that are coming from the virtual pinball community. But in the end, it's just bringing more people into the hobby, whether you play it virtually or in person. It did expand people like myself, to explore more pinball. And so now I love it and I get it, right? There's a reason why people get into it. It's good exposure.
How soon after? What's the timeline of you getting that used Star Wars Pro, that first one?
Yeah, I got that maybe a year after the A1UP one. Like I just had in my mind, like when I started doing auctions at Pin or Captains,
Yeah.
I went into their pinball room for the first time. And when I saw their older pinball machines, it was the first time I ever saw a modern Stern was the Star Wars Pro. I saw the 16.9 D&D and I was like, oh, I didn't know they made modern versions. It literally was. I played the comic version of Star Wars and I played the video mode with the asteroid belt. And I was just like, it's like a video game in pinball and it's Star Wars. And that was the first time I was like, holy crap. And then every time there was an auction, I kept looking if there was available. So it just became my white whale. I'm just going to get one machine. Yeah. It's going to be IP was more important for me at the time, right? Because I really wanted a strong IP. But I didn't make any content on it for like years. I just had it. I played it. I didn't do any maintenance. And it wasn't until I forget when I really started getting into it more. But yeah, it gets a little bit addicting. Once Michael outed me that I bought a Godzilla at Chicago 2 years ago.
To your wife.
Exactly. I was committed at that point. I mean,
can't believe you did that, Mike.
Yeah, I'm a real son of a bitch.
Yeah. So that it's a progression. And do I still I even don't even have my RK1UP virtual pinball machine, and I don't have my AtGames virtual pinball machine anymore. People, when I did my arcade tour, there was like, didn't you have virtual pinball machines from AtGames and Arcade 1UP? No, I sold them because I have a full-size virtual pinball machine I've been working on. The commercial. How much
did that cost to make?
What, the full-size one? Mm-hmm. In parts alone, I would say at the time it was built, probably like $3,000 to $5,000.
So yeah, we were talking about this earlier because Fox was like, maybe I should just build one, and I was like,
say it like that. I didn't say like
you were like
character.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'll just build one.
Here's how Fox said it. He was like, fellas, I was thinking about building one.
You could. You have the hand.
Why am I the guy from Modern Family all of a sudden? You know what?
No, more like Peter Griffin on episodes of Family Guy. Where
hey guys,
he does the effeminate voice. Hey Fox, share this picture. Take a look. This is funny.
Oh my god!
So Fox does a glass video. Fox does a glass video, right? And all I did was the 19K Fox logo right here. I put my logo on top, and then all I did was put my head on Fox's body. I didn't want to make a new thumbnail.
I applaud your ingenuity.
So good.
It's the best.
Wait, did you also put his full thumbnail in the corner?
He did. He wanted to give me credit. I thought that was great. Real glass, but it's breaking behind me. I don't know if that's an endorsement of the actual mod.
I was so lazy that day. I was like, "Oh, I'm making the same video Foxes. I'm just gonna
It's
use
fine,
his
it's
thumbnail."
fine.
Good times.
Oh, go back, put
Great
that up
time.
right now. Hey guys, this is gonna be P-dubs on Ozempic right there. There's
There we go.
Ozempic P-dubs.
There you go. As long as you're wearing a 19K Fox branded T-shirt, I'm fine
Oh
with it.
man,
That's fine.
too funny. All right, you can take that off.
That's awesome.
That was great.
That's incredible.
That's
So,
called
yes,
being lazy. That's called being really lazy.
no, that's ingenious.
There's nothing I enjoy more than copying 19K Fox's thumbnails. It makes me very happy.
And my subjects.
You
The
guys are
benefit of
giving
going
me
on
FOMO.
Monday is that you have my show on Sunday. You son of a. Have you no shame? Are you going to do a show on Monday?
I was originally planning to. I don't think
Yeah.
I'm going to have time now.
He's
because
got to
I
clean out the kitty litter. So no.
That's
gotta-
right.
I got to get those kitty litters done, apparently.
So unpinball related, who's excited about the savior of Arcade 1-Up? Justin and I were talking about
Is it the
Do we
mystery
really-
man there in
Do we
black?
really have to talk about Arcade One Up?
just briefly because I had one point to make. Is it limited edition when there's no limitation on the number produced,
You
or
gotta
like
have a certificate.
a certificate or a plaque? I mean, even the AtGames that have a little thing that you have to call buy stuff to fake. I mean,
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it because if you want a plaque, just call buy stuff. They'll make you one.
that's a good idea. Okay, boom. Moving on to the last thing I want to talk. I know this is still Arcade 1-Up. I want real discussion, guys.
Oh,
This
come on.
I am split about this. I'm going back and forth. What do you guys think? We've talked about doing something different. They're doing something different. But is
No,
this
we
the
meant
difference that we
different, like,
wanted?
a new arcade.
like a better game.
Just bring us new games.
I think it should have had Jurassic Park on it. I would have even taken.
I agree.
like,
I think if there were more ferns, that would be better.
A lot of
would've
people
made it
have
better.
said they don't like the art. I think the art's fine. I will be 100% honest with you guys. I'm in on this one. It's not coming to Canada right away, so I get the benefit of watching other people do their reviews and stuff like
Okay.
that. The one thing that watching Cool Toys video talking about the 7-ounce pickup strength. At first, I was really concerned because I thought that was representative of the motors, but James Hates Everything, who doesn't actually hate all that much stuff, but he brought up a really good point that has more to do with the tension springs in the claw themselves. So I
Yes.
felt a little bit better about it. This is, for me, the first thing Arcade 1-Up's done this year that I was like, I really need that. I want it.
All right, this is what I want. Some content creator that's out there, please listen to me. The very first content creator that does a live unboxing of the claw machine, get
Don't
that
step
out.
in it.
I wanna watch it. It needs to be.
I want to see
a
that G panel.
it needs to be a huge event where we all join in, we all watch it. It's going to be so great, and this is the highlight. Right? We've done it, right? We've done this many times. Everyone on this panel has done this, where we do a live unboxing of something, right?
Absolutely.
And then there's that moment.
What?
That's right.
I've never done a live unboxing.
Why have you never done it? Everyone else has, right?
I didn't want to.
Anyway, imagine how exciting it will be when it has it fully assembled. Cornicade, imagine Cornicade is doing it, right? And we're like, what can it lift up? What can it lift up? Try this. And then everyone's waiting in anticipation. It fell! No! 7 ounces! No! I'm serious. That would make my evening.
I'm waiting for B to buy it and then modify and like upgrade the spring. So
You
this
can do
thing's like a
13
freaking.
ounces now.
It's just it'll do like the 8 tons. It's just crazy.
So I've been thinking about, like, I haven't made any videos about the claw machine, but I am intrigued, honestly. It is one of the products where it's unique in thinking enough, but as I think about my arcade, is it something that it's going to fit? But it's really cool. And it's weird there is a resurgence of claw machine popularity.
Yeah.
Like, this is a real thing. I go to grocery stores and all these places, and there's a new company somewhere that's manufacturing kind of commercial, smaller claw machines. In fact, there's whole arcades that are just called clawcades and like in Torrance in the area that I live in the South Bay. there's 2 different specific claw arcades that just opened up within 3 months of each other.
You live in Torrance.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
next to the
exactly.
Storage Wars.
Yes.
So I mean, it's crazy that like they're just popping up in different places. So they're I was in a restaurant today. Like I went to eat some skewers, by the way, beautiful, delicious lamb skewers, roasted. And there was a claw machine, like the new ones, in the front door. So there's a resurgence of popularity. I would say it's something fun.
Check the description of that video. I did. I believe I posted a link. I got that piece of glass pre-cut on eBay, but you can get that cut locally. Just given the dimensions.
Wasn't there a shield mod too? B on the pinball machines where like you put like a little shield right at the front of the arcade 1-up, and then so the LCD won't shine onto the playfield,
like a tint. Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Real
3D
pinball
one.
machines have those.
Yeah, like a 3D printed thing. Yeah. One of the things that like I really liked about the arcade 1-up pinball machine LCD is that even though it was shrunken, it was a real 16:9 screen. And so if you modified it, you could take it off. And then I think Retro 530 made a new frame that you could like utilize the whole 16:9 mini screen that's there. So that was pretty cool.
Nice.
Remember that.
Okay, we're talking about Storage Wars.
Yes. Yes.
Have you ever been down to one of those locker auctions and seen like Dave Hester and stuff like that?
No.
Someday.
That sounds fun though.
So I used to watch what was the name of the show? The Nest Pursuit back in the day, and they used to always go to these flea markets and stuff like that. You've probably never heard of the Nest Pursuit, but anyways, Aaron and
So condescending.
What?
That was so condescending. You probably never.
Oh,
heard
like
of
you've
that.
never
The
heard
Nest
of it.
Pursuit.
Ooh.
I just assumed that you guys never heard of them. Anyways, Dave Hester used to sell like stuff at a flea market they'd go to all the time. I always thought that was pretty cool. Really cool.
Yeah.
Is this thing going to be available at Walmart? Should we like
No, not
drive
Walmart.
around? Is it going to retail at all? Do we know?
Yes.
Yeah.
That would
Best
be
Buy?
interesting.
Okay.
A demo unit would be pretty cool.
We already covered what you guys are picking up, so Fox can build it in the house. We're getting the Jurassic Park Home Edition.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And then
Without a doubt.
try to returning
Wait
it
a
a
second.
different Costco.
Why don't
We're gonna
we get
return
the
it.
claw machine when we're in Chicago, and then we do the big event where we see how much it can lift up?
If
it's not
it
gonna
was
be until
available,
November.
I would do that. I would do that. Absolutely.
We'll go to Indiana. B and I will.
We'll
Yeah,
put
we'll just
random
go to-
items inside of it. Yeah.
We make our own claw machine while we're there and
And
film
I
the
it.
will be
title is,
saying-
what can it pick up?
What can it pick up? What's possible? What is Arcade 1-Up Claw asks, what's possible?
Yeah, it's good.
I'm gonna bring a scale with us wherever we go, and then measure everything, and then
Wait,
say,
and-
can this pick this up? And be like,
Is
no,
this 6
cannot pick
ounces? Is this
this.
8
Is this
ounces?
7
What
ounces?
is it? Ooh,
That'd be fun.
that's gonna be awesome.
So
So
we
we
need
got
more
a
time.
we have a bit of a mystery that was sort of revealed by the Super Gamer dudes. We're going to be meeting with a new startup, a spunky new startup at Pinball Expo, and it's called Wonderland Amusements. This story was broken, I think, by the Super Gamer dudes or others, and we've got some familiar faces. I want to talk about that real quick. Anybody want to maybe go around the horn and talk about who is involved here? I know Jerry Cummings, for those of you who are familiar with Think Up and unfortunately, the shuffle golf game that was, but never was meant to be. He's going to be there. He's part of this group, part of Wonderland.
Hey, all I gotta say is Detroit Love is still pissed that Kickstarter got pulled.
Yeah.
Like he
It's
was
a damn
so
shame.
excited.
It's a
He
damn
was
shame.
he was so excited. I remember Jerry was going to come on my show to talk about it, and Carl was going to come on, and he was so excited. And then when I had to message Carl and say, "Yeah, Jerry messaged me. They're pulling the Kickstarter, so we're going to have to cancel this interview." I know Carl was upset.
That's
Can you bring the list of names back up really quickly?
Yes. Yes.
Gary Monaco. Where do I know him from? I know he was in the parking lot earlier.
Is this another office joke?
That's always.
I thought you were talking about Peter Levinson Gould.
Well, Peter Gould, I do know because he was playing darts with B at our house party last year.
No,
He was.
not
Yeah, he was-
Gould anymore. Not Gould.
Oh,
no Gould,
no
just
Gould,
Gould.
no Gould.
No Gould. Oh no!
Levinson,
What happened? Are
just
you
Levinson.
okay? So
Yeah.
Peter Levinson is part of operations. Yeah, he made it to the house party last year, preceded by what did we eat? I was too busy drinking. We went out to some kind of
Tater tots.
falafel?
No, we went to a pizza place.
Oh,
and they had,
pierogies. We went to go play
Pierogies,
pierogies.
that's what it was.
Yeah.
It was
Their
Greek. Yeah,
food was incredible. Like the pizza came out and like
Yeah,
it was
we
on the
did.
table for like 30 minutes, but you would still put it in your mouth and it was lightning hot. You were like, what kind of magical food is this?
I don't think P
How did
Dubs
you do
remembers
this?
any of this because he was.
we were
Yeah.
we were under the influence of fun and good times.
Yeah. Shiloh and I had a good time.
yeah.
It was great.
The,
Jerry Garcia, man.
Yeah, man.
Shiloh
was-
and I smoked some good cigarettes that night.
Shiloh he tells the best stories, the most animated stories.
I just
Yeah.
remember B.
I remember there was a train right outside the barn. Didn't B like run to the train?
He
Like,
did. He stood
Yeah.
right next to it while it went by. And we were like, "No, B," and he
I
was
was
like,
like, B, what are you
Hey,
doing?
We
This
lost
could
B.
become an episode of Stand By Me. Get back here, B.
"You got
Hey,
it, though."
kids, want to see a dead body?
We rode the lightning.
That-
You know,
still-
I just have to document everything live on camera.
So my
The whole
favorite
Great shot.
moment was when Shiloh turned to the table and he said, "Does he ever put that fucking camera away?"
That was great.
But B gets the best shots, man. He gets
Worst
everything.
field reporter. But it was a conversation I had
specialist.
with Shiloh over a drink at Cleveland that got us to pierogies. So it was
Yeah.
kind of a fun way. I do my work. I get my research done. In fact,
That's what
I
we
found
call
ways to get
a-
us into other things, right? I've already put some agenda things on the agenda. You're welcome. That
Oh,
we're
Yeah,
gonna
we
no,
got this
um,
I wanna
mad
thank you
swingers
for-
party Thursday night. We got to go do things to be.
Well, listen, I mean,
I'm booking.
sometimes
We're going to
you gotta-
Diddy's house.
I got a case of lube. We're good to go.
You gotta go to
Oh,
Costco
we're
first for that
fine.
lube.
Got a good deal on it. It's fine. It's fine. You know what else is a good deal?
A lot of
you know what else is a good
coupons.
deal? A $1.99 super chat from the Chicago Retro Ranger. Thank you so much for your super chat. So, what's the itinerary for the week looking like?
Did you guys
This
talk
is all
about this
B.
already?
We have not yet. B, would you like to share with the fans of the show?
Yeah, do you guys want to see the actual spreadsheet? It's pretty light this time around, but
It's actually
No,
very
we
light.
don't need to show
Nice.
the spreadsheet.
there's
Well,
no.
we can
I mean,
just
this
tell
is
them
internal
vaguely.
planning anyway. It's loose thing. So most of us get
Tuesday's
in.
arrival
yeah.
day.
All of us get in Tuesday. Wednesday is Galloping Ghost Day. So throughout the
Oh,
day,
yeah,
will
wait.
most likely be.
Did Mike approve this?
It was
Michael?
Mike.
All I said was, when we go to Galloping Ghost on Wednesday, we don't need to spend time at Galloping Ghost Pinball because we're going to be playing pinball all weekend.
Pinball. Got it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, but he is excited about pinball. I'm sorry, Galloping Ghost proper, which is the arcade itself.
Yeah, I mean, like it's
Yeah.
so big, and we had so little time there last time.
massive.
I
I
want to
love
go
it.
back and really spend some time, right?
Yeah, we got to go into the X360 thing. That was really freaking cool.
Oh, that's
So
right,
we
yeah.
can do some.
I
cool
don't want to
things.
do that this time because I just want to play all the games.
Yeah,
I didn't
don't know
even
if
get
it's
to
gonna
play
open
fucking
up.
Coliseum last time, man.
Yeah,
Bro,
that
it's
was
it's
pretty
it's
crazy.
incredible. Yeah.
So join us
Tu-
on Wednesday at Galloping Ghost. That'll be really fun.
Yeah.
if
Wednesday
you're
will
in
be
this-
at Galloping Ghost
Yep.
in the morning, afternoon,
Are we going
But
to go to
don't-
Logan's that evening or no?
and
Tuesday.
Tuesday
Tuesday.
slogans.
Tuesday's
Possibly.
Logan's.
Tuesday
Yes.
night. Okay.
Tuesday
Tuesday
night,
we're gonna go to
Logan's.
Logan's.
All day Wednesday is Galloping Ghost,
Mhm.
and Thursday is we have nothing, right? Nothing's going on Thursday.
Wonderland
have
medieval. Times.
Medieval times.
Medieval
Oh,
times
and Stern, right?
and the Expo, as
Mhm.
it were. now.
Expo Hall opens on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So we will be
Yeah.
visiting Stern on Thursday. There's Expo. There's going to be another content creator in the pinball community. The Kinetis, is it Kineticist? Is
No,
that
no.
his name?
Yeah, Coliseum, the Sega VR game, Marvel 360. Yeah, and there's also Time Traveler, which is essentially the same game.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to be a long day, but a fun
So
day.
we'll be at in the evening on Thursday. It's called Entarium, I think it's what it's called. It's another popular pinball location. They're doing tournaments and things there. So Entarium, it's open for public to come as well, but there'll be other pinball content creators that's hosting that event. And then we have medieval times at 7:30, and then Friday, Saturday we're all day at Pinball Expo. So that's essentially the plan so far. a lot of things may happen. It may not happen. So maybe we start up. Didn't we start up a group last year in the Cleveland,
We did.
Yeah.
like something
Yeah.
just to
We
kind of
did.
post where we're going to be at? So do you want to do
We
that
did.
again? Is that
I think it's a fair thing to say. I think it's some fair thing to do.
We should
Yeah,
just go to that one and rename it. No, I'm kidding.
yeah?
Oh
It's
wait,
not a bad idea.
No, that's a bad idea.
Okay.
which day are we going to the content creator dinner thing?
Thursday.
Thursday
So it's
night.
before medieval times.
Yeah.
So it's at 5 o'clock on
Oh.
Thursday. So we'll be there for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then we'll
Uber
to
over-
medieval times.
Yeah. And then maybe
Shows
the
at
time-
7:30. I mean, yeah, I know there's like a pre-show that we can do, but if you want to join us at medieval times, right? Dubs, what was that like? We can go in as a group together.
We got Arcades Anonymous going to be there also.
Well, typically with medieval
Yeah.
times, if you walk in as a big group, and you know how when you go to medieval times, they start handing out. They'll say how many people are in your group, and they'll say, okay, we'll grab like 4 for the blue knight, and they'll hand you, and you go sit, where they hand you the cards. There's gonna be a lot of YouTubers going to medieval times that night. A lot of them. I think there's gonna be like 20 some of us. So if we all go up there, maybe we can all like take over like the Green Knight section. Or
I think
something.
the only way that we can end this night is with a battle to the death in the arena.
That's
Agreed.
It's the right thing to do.
Agreed.
Oh, we reenacted back at the house, whatever we see.
Yeah.
They do
Wait,
joust.
Wait.
not with
Is
sticks, with
Logan
other
Arcade
sticks.
the arcade we went to?
Yes.
That had all that loud ass freaking music
no,
going
no,
on.
no.
It's
We're
the one
not
with the
going to
GI
that
Joe
one.
figures
No.
in the front.
Okay, okay.
No, this
That
is the
one
one
was
when
great.
you walk in. It's a wall of boxes of toys, and it was very low key, very
They had a nice cold beer. Hopefully, it's still
Yeah.
there.
ice cold. But yeah, it's still there. It's still there just for
So-
you. It had the pinball parts on the walls. It was nice.
So for the stalkers in the chat, I just put the basic itinerary in. Tuesday evening, Logan Arcade. Wednesday, Galloping Ghost, all day and night. Where are we going Wednesday night?
Wherever
yeah.
fortune takes us.
Yeah,
I don't
Wednesday
know.
night we haven't made a big plan.
Luminautis, maybe.
Yeah.
We can
Whatever's
eat
close
somewhere,
by to
but
Galloping
like
Ghost.
I thought we would spend all
Yeah.
day at Galloping Ghost, like all
It's
day.
open till like midnight.
Well,
so
what's the name of the bar right down the street?
Yeah.
They're like one.
there was
block.
a brewery across the street that we went to
Yeah.
last time where that's
Yeah.
where Mike broke the news that I bought Godzilla, you a-hole.
That's
But they
right.
have a medieval times there. Or
Bastard.
not medieval times, medieval madness there.
Yeah.
That was-
Yeah.
We had the shuffleboard, and then we had Mike breaking the news to
And
Beats
keep
Live.
in mind, we'll also be, I think in the evenings, we'll do our little, because, like, look at the votes in the poll. People love the house party stuff.
Well, they only want the house
So-
party if Fox is willing to drop the $5,000 on Jurassic Park Home Edition.
I have no problem
The
getting
nightly
that done,
recaps.
but we're going to have to see the house party footage take the #1 spot. And right now, it is not currently New Pinball Products is taking the #1 spot. I don't know. I don't know if we can
Yeah.
get there.
Wait, new pinball products surged to the top?
It
It
did.
did.
At the beginning, it was the lowest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the beginning, it was the lowest. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Certain Pinball has always been the lowest because my audience. But Galloping Ghost had a confident lead, but now it's I guess a toss up between Galloping Ghost and New Pinball.
I am not going to break anything this trip, guys. Calm down.
Oh,
Listen,
something will be
Patrick,
broken.
you just don't know.
Can you
Let the night-
imagine?
let the night
Fox
take you.
Fox is like, yeah, I'll buy the 5,000 pinball. I mean, we're bringing it back anyways. Then Patrick is like, what if we step on it?
And then he stopped the G panel. No.
Ha ha ha.
I think if we have fun, that's all that matters. And you know what else matters? A $2 super chat from my brother Demajanai. Thank you so much for your pimp raid. Thank you everybody for stopping by my channel. I'm pleasantly surprised with Dragon Ball Diamond. Thank you so much for your super chat. And here you go.
Can't you do any better?
I haven't had a chance to check out the new anime yet. I hear it's on Netflix. Mike, have you checked it out yet?
No, is this the one where like they're somehow kids again? Like it seems like they're
I'm
making
just-
that same mistake they made with GT.
With Dragon Ball GT? Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know what they're doing. I don't know.
I-
But I'll
why
give it a
not just
shot.
keep going with Super? There was more legs with Super.
I thought that they were doing good things with Super.
Yeah.
I'm more focused on the game now, so that's fine. That's fine. Bill Kirby's in the house. What's going on, guys? He's a Chicago guy, so look for him to follow us around everywhere we go. Bill, thank you so much for being here, buddy. I appreciate you.
I would love to take you guys downtown and take you to like the Billy Goat Tavern if you want to get some greasy burgers and fries and stuff.
I want Patrick to have a day, or at least an afternoon, where he's in charge. He is the native Chicagoan, and that's just the right thing to do.
I don't like being in charge. That's why I always put it on B.
Well, just
Green Street Meats. Green
Oh
Street
my
Meats.
God. We're not going.
Hey,
I
that was
don't,
really
I
good.
don't want to. I don't
Twice
want to
as good.
organize anything. I don't want to lead anything.
Just
nothing.
tell us where you want it to go, and then we'll take care of the logistics.
I just go. I drink. I have a good time. I fall
I heard
asleep
there's
in the
this
street.
sidewalk right outside of Galloping Ghost that's
Yeah,
great
yeah,
to
yeah.
sit down on.
very comfortable to
break.
have a seat.
Hey, by the way, someone call. Oh my God, I'm having a brain fart. What's his name?
Oh my God.
Doc Mac. Somebody call
Doc
Doc Mac. Can we get some benches outside, Doc?
Damn good
You know?
idea, right?
B takes care of this. He goes into Galloping Ghost, and he's like, "Yeah, a bunch of us YouTubers are here. We all have 1 million subs." Still talking
And all of a
about
sudden,
benches.
Doc shows up. Hey, what's going on?
Yeah. Oh, that was funny too. We're like, yeah, can you tell Doc Mac we're here? We're a bunch of YouTubers. He's like, he's
We're very
busy. He's in the
important.
back. Tell him we have 1 million subscribers. We'll go get him. We'll go get him.
Combined,
And
we
he
have
came
maybe
right
30.
out.
Yeah.
He came right out.
Joke's on you.
Maybe if all of our subs were gathered together and then added with the 19K Fox's promotion tab or whatever, we'd have 1 million
And
subs.
multiply by 25. Yes.
Yeah.
We'll eventually get there.
Yeah. Pretty funny.
And you know
Justin,
what
are
else?
you planning on doing anything content related wise at Expo? Or are you just gonna be like enjoying the entire time?
Justin is like,
Feeling like-
it's
I'm
like
just doing what I'm always doing and just enjoying life.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
going-
true.
Justin is like poison.
I'm just
Ain't
showing
nothing but a
P-Dubs
good
what
time.
he's missing because next year, he's gonna join the club.
What club?
Justin's in
the
Black
club where
Gold
you're gonna be
Club.
on
The
stream with
club
just
where you do
blackness in the
whatever
back.
you want.
Oh, the retirement club?
That's one way to put it.
Oh, no, please. Every time we go, guys, do I ever bring a shit ton of equipment with me? I don't go to make content.
Because
I
you
go
know-
to I go to hang out with you
I
guys.
don't go to make content. Wakes up at 5 a.m. so he can get
Take
the
the B-roll
review
before
out
everybody
of
gets
the
out
Blitz
there.
cab.
Yeah, bro.
So be-
Gotta
The
get
Blitz
him up
cab?
with- Yeah.
Oh, that's
The
because
Blitz cab, that was cool.
Don't worry, guys.
But
I
look,
I made
look,
the
look,
first video.
look, alcohol, bad decisions happen.
That's fair. I can't.
Things end up on the internet, Mike. You
Stuff
know what I
happens.
mean? I was hungover as shit too, and I'm like, "Hey guys, the artwork's really grady." It could be me.
But you can totally have 4 guys next to each other.
I don't know. It's up to you.
I mean, we tried. I mean, Mike and me are big dudes. We were kind of hogging the machine, but luckily
getting
B and
really
Fox
close.
are bone skinny.
Hey,
You know
guys.
what? I did like that Blitz cab. I did have a lot of fun with it, regardless of all the problems
me
and stuff like that. I did enjoy playing people online and stuff like that. I don't know if it was like $600. I got it on sale for like $3.99 Canadian, so I felt pretty okay with my purchase.
Okay, but a 2-player XL, it's all day long. $600. I would buy that all day long.
And yeah, I'd be fine with the 4-player XL. I don't really give a shit.
How about a
Like, I don't need it
one-player?
to be 2-player.
A
One player.
It's just- no,
That's
but
what
I
I
mean,
want.
2-player XL. You got plenty of room for 2 players. You don't necessarily need 4 players. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Well, do you want an authentic arcade cabinet or not? That's like the question there, right?
Well, then 2-player is an option because they made a lot of 2 players.
2-player
make the
Blitz,
2-player option.
2-player NBA Jam, yeah.
Yeah, and then you can have USB ports on the sides for
Yeah.
player 3 and 4
For the people that never
If-
come over.
if you wanted. Yeah, exactly. I don't have 3 friends. What are you, insane? That's crazy.
And they all want to play Battle Pod anyway.
Exactly. There's just a line for this beautiful gargantuan beast over here.
They're like, excellent,
So-
no thanks, Battle Pod.
Yeah.
Fox, do you know that the flat screen is actually 2-player? If you got a second one, you can link them and you can play a 2-player mode on the flat screen bottle
So what
pad.
you do is you
Yeah.
need to get the ROM, get it to B,
Mm.
and then you can set up a second one that's on emulation, but you can link
That's
it to the
right.
real one.
Yeah.
Because there's that one level that's missing from the software, the UHB.
Takodana. Yeah. But so
yeah.
the only place I've seen it in public that has a side-by-side flat screen, it's an arcade in Portland. I forget the name of it, but it was a side-by-side flat
Next
screen
Level?
that's linked. No, it wasn't Next Level. It was a different one. But I didn't have another person to play with me, so I
I
couldn't.
didn't
Like,
know.
I tried
That's
to put in
crazy.
quarters and press 2 at the same time and tried to get it to work, and I couldn't. But
Is it a versus or is it co-op?
I think it's co-op. I think it's a co-op.
Oh,
I don't know
that's
how
sick.
it works, but I think it's a co-op mode for it. So you gotta try it. You gotta. So you just have to buy another one now. I mean, it's
I just need to buy
you have
another one.
to.
I saw I need
Yeah.
to sell Crazy Taxi and Outrun
How about
and just buy another one.
wait, I'll buy it, okay? And then we'll get
Okay,
like
you'll buy it.
like a 700-mile Ethernet cable.
Yes.
I think that makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. Almost as much sense as a $2 super chat from Kevin Clausen. Thank you so much for your $2 super chat, buddy. Really do appreciate it. This Unico propaganda is hurting my ears. Well, to be fair, I haven't even started. That is the last topic of conversation. Is Unico. That will be an hour and a half diatribe by me. But to spare you from that, here you go.
Fox, you just reminded me when I was out today picking up some new clothes to wear on the trip. I picked up a Alien versus Predator T-shirt that's pretty dope, and I'm gonna wear it just for you at the convention.
That's so.
Yeah.
I need. It's such a
That's exciting.
travesty. Such a shame. I love that game.
It's been 2
as
hours,
much
guys.
as
You know
a
this
shame
is my
as-
limit, so I gotta
2
go eat some
hours
food,
is a
bro.
limit, everybody. So unfortunately, you know
I
what
gotta
we
go.
got to do. You know what we got to do. We got to. There's one thing to do, and it's not bind it up or box it up. We got to wrap it up.
What the hell? Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up.
That's right. We got to wrap it up, everybody. Before we do, we got to talk about that poll question real quick. Let me jump up here. And the question was simply this. What are you looking forward to the most this week? At 4 options: Stern Pinball, new pinball products, Galloping Ghost, or House Party Footage. Remember, if House Party Footage won, I was going to buy the Jurassic Park pinball machine.
Oh,
I
somebody
put all
vote.
my
Somebody
stock
vote.
into it.
too bad, everybody.
Fortunately, because you've all failed, not just me, but you failed yourselves. We missed that mark by about 1%. So that's unfortunately, it is the way that it is. I'm waiting for the results to pop up. Where are they
The
at?
best part, here's the funny thing is a lot of the people we're going to run into in Chicago are going to be the same YouTubers who went to Cleveland and
That's right.
came to our house party in Cleveland, and B, kicked them out
B said,
violently
"Hell with you."
of the house. I don't think they'll show up to the next house party.
That's
They might
true.
say, "Will
Well,
B be there?"
listen.
No thanks.
I will say this: only the real fans will show up. How about that?
There you go.
That's what's
The
going to happen.
real gamers.
The real gamers. Absolutely. Coming
long
in
as you
in
don't
last
smoke.
place. And this probably says more about my audience than the actual general going public. 17% last place, Stern Pinball. 26% is the House Party Footage. It wasn't even close. Coming in a distant second, when actually they're neck and neck. Second and first place, divided by 0.05. I have no idea. Galloping Ghost and new pinball products. So there you go. So no Jurassic Park. But you know what? I think I got to buy something anyway. I'll buy something and we'll put it together and I don't know.
Buy a bunch of My Arcade products.
And then we'll just stack them like Voltron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
see if they form together. Guys, I can't wait to see your goofy asses next week.
Do we talk about abortions now, or do we wait to go to the next
That's
show?
the after show. We talk about abortions. We talk about voting rights. We talk about racism. All that good stuff is going to be in the after
Guns, too,
show.
guns.
That's later.
Gun
Guns,
control.
absolutely.
Gun control. Yeah.
Yeah. And SpaceX. By the way, had a
universal
great
income.
day today.
Universal income.
Oh, I
Yeah.
don't believe in universal income.
Well, stay tuned to find out more.
Stay tuned. Head on over to the after show. If you are a member, you are going to be automatically redirected to that after show where some of the people will be there. I think Patrick's probably going to dip out. We might
This is
have a
where
few
B gets spicy.
We might listen. Shirts may
So
come off,
spicy.
pants may come off. Who the hell knows? Consider subscribing, becoming a member. It's only $5 a month, guys. One flat fee to be defiled.
I mean, guys, like, geez, if you're gonna pay Canada, you might as well
Yeah.
pay 19K Fox.
Right.
I mean, look at this guy here, Angelo P. He gave $30. That's how much he likes 19K Fox.
exactly.
Let's
How
give him
come you guys
you
aren't
can only
doing
show-
what Angelo
yeah.
does?
Let's give him the Canadian treatment. Like, come on, guys, let's go. We need you
That's
to pay $5 extra.
That's right.
You know, do you give shout outs?
If you love me, you'll show me this dollar amount.
Yes.
It's just the way that it goes.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys later.
Guys, can't wait to see you. We're going to shut her down. Everybody, thank you so much for stopping by and checking out the channel. Y'all have a blessed day, a blessed week. Travel safe. Can't wait to see you next week. And I'll see all of you right back there next time. Peace.